Hello, Internet, and welcome to my channel. Wait, oh gosh. Oh no, that's gonna create a loop. Hang on. Let's get here and mute me. Whoosh. Oh no, yeah. Oh wait, desktop audio wasn't even on. We're good. Hi chat. How's everyone doing today? Am I a little too close to home? Am I a little too close for comfort with this? Or is this okay? I don't know for sure, but like, we are here. Guys, so this is the first live stream I'm doing in a more commentary format. Yeah, no, a lot of people in my spaces are covering this within this kind of like similar motion. Uh so we're gonna get into Alex Meyers through this, trust me. I've got a very different angle than a lot of other people in my community have, because a lot of the other people who do this stuff are coming in from a much more general film thing. My bread and butter for my channel has been covering family movies, right? So I cover, if you go onto my channel, right, you'll see that I cover things normally like I'll talk about the new Disney movie, or I'll talk about the new uh thing that exists. But like normally it's like family movies. My biggest thing was Animal Farm. That was my biggest film review that I've had up till this point. And then also a little bit further along the lines, I had a video on Among Us that did pretty well. But like and that show was for adults primarily because it's Among Us. But that's the most popular thing that I've done, technically. I've been, though, eyeing up Alex Meyers for a while, and I've not been wanting to do, like, a pure commentary thing normally. But I figured within this new found obsession video, there was something to tackle here, and to throw a little bit of my hat into the ring, you know? I think I think it's time, flat out. But we're not gonna do that immediately. I figured we'd chill and chat for a little bit to start, you know. Um, so I hope everyone's having a good day. Anyone who's tuning in here, if I'm too loud or anything, this is your chance to tell me before we start diving really into the chaos of the Alex Myers verse. So yeah, no. So the thing about Alex Myers is content that he persists with as a human being, right? Perfect. Good to know. I sound great. The thing about Alex Myers is he covers a lot of Disney Channel original movies and covers a lot of like Pixar stuff. Like let me find a way to set this up. Do 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 do. Like we can go and look at his channel. I don't really have a scene set up for my browser yet. And again, let me set this up. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Web browser. Haha. No, that's just me. Oh no! Wait, hang on. Display capture. No. Yeah, remove that. I just doxed my streaming setup, guys. Oopsies. No code here though. So let's add window capture, and let's change this over to. There we go. We're gonna punch this in a little bit. So if we go in, yeah, no, I figured it out. I think this is settled in. Side thing, KJXI, can you believe that James Cameron's Aliens is turning 40? That is crazy. That's a movie that I actually don't think I've letterboxd logged, but I had back in the ancient days of stuff. So Alex Myers is, if we get into this, a creator who has been around here for a while, and he started out doing a lot of just like general vlogs and things. It's like this is very old school YouTube. But the big video for him, the first turning point I feel like is his 13 Reasons Why video, which is the first thing to go really well, and it definitely pivots him into this teen. Yeah, I saw Mark's video already too. It was very good. I've been playing on the stream for a bit. Oh, okay, just gonna summarize it now. A lot of people within the media coverage space have been eyeing Myers' stuff up, you know? The thing about the thing for me, my angle that I have going in, wait, let me get little Phineas on here. Hang on. Dun 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 dun. Where do I find my browser source? And then here we go. Hi, we're chilling. Welcome to the vibes. Okay, so the way that I've been describing it to people, I think the thing about Alex Myers is I don't think he was really like a big target for a lot of people. Because the thing about his content is it's mostly kind of just fluff. Like, I'm not gonna call his stuff slop, but it's so easy to just brush by his videos. And we're gonna get into this because we're gonna go through his channel history first, okay? So the thing about him is so started out with this whole stuff. Um, just started getting into media essays and more. Um, he, but we've yet to find really the pivot with things. Like this is a lot of like common like ground video essays for like what you see from this. But the first pivot to his cartoon character is the Riverdale video, which winds up blowing up for him, of course, because it's about Riverdale. And from there, it keeps going further and further. It's weird because he's got a blend of the animation storytime community and just video essayists. Because like this is a very Odd Ones Out-ish character. I feel like, and 8 years ago, I don't know if that's exactly when Odd Ones Out was like blowing up, but that's around then. But like, you're still getting media essays even after this Pretty Little Liars thing. Vampire Diaries, the Santa Claus. So you see really the start of his whole teen niche that he's going to. But here's the funny thing: we can find where this pivots again too if we continue, because the big pivot for him as far as it goes, like he's going through the teen verse, like the Flash verse, I think it's called. Again, teen stuff, Glee, Once Upon a Time, uh, the Kissing Booth, like a lot of these blow up stuff. Um, but I think the pivot point, if we go into his channel and really look at this, is if we go a little further down. His Riverdale videos are still doing pretty well. To quote Mr. Enter, eco is always unbecoming, actually. There's some people who can sell it for a while, but eventually they oversell themselves and can't cross. Fair point, yeah. Dun 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 dun. He gets to 1 million subs. Again, similarly. But then here we go. The big breakout for him is the Descendants video here. Descendants doesn't make any sense. We can, I don't mind. Let's watch this for a little bit and see how it holds. I'm someone who, by the way, I know a good amount about Descendants for some reason. Yeah, the Arrowverse, my bad. Thank you so much. I've actually not watched a single one of the Arrowverse shows, so I'm very out of touch there. Alright, the Descendants video. So,
it seems like. Now, ever since High School Musical 1, Disney Channel's been pumping out musical movies pretty much every year, it seems like. Now, so far, I've talked about the High School Musical and Camp Rock series, but this week, I thought I'd take a look at the most recent Disney musical series or whatever, Descendants. Now, the first...
So, again, a lot of just the covering of, like, teen stuff, similar points to what he has now. If we look at the most popular point on the video...
But, like, as I recall, the only way to wake someone up from this spell is with a kiss, right? So, like, the next day at work's gotta be real awkward.
So, you're gonna do it? No? You? Nope. Well, I guess this is goodbye, Jerry.
Anyway,
So, again, not the worst kind of jokes, I think. It's just very much so, like... Okay, the best way to put Alex Meyers' videos and the way that he tends to write jokes is there's a lot of like just trying to point out the whatever inconsistencies or something that make and saying like, yep, this doesn't work, Again, not the end of the world for content. It's very CinemaSinsy in that kind of a sense. Or should I call it a since? No, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. But continuing down this road, wait, oh gosh, we are on latest again. Yeah, no, I didn't laugh either. It's not the end of the world though for a joke, But But so as you go through more of his stuff within this, like first of all, you can see the kind of evolution of his character at a point. And then when we get to yeah, the Descendants video blows up. Continues to make Descendants videos. They do bank views wise, even compared to his otherwise pretty successful channel. Like any video getting over 1 million views is always a good thing as someone who's never had that happen to me. So good on him for making content people liked there. We continue and continue and continue. I've, you know, I was debating pulling up the Lemonade Mouth one because I care a lot about Lemonade Mouth as a movie. I think it's fantastic. I did one of my first video essays ever on Lemonade Mouth and why I love it so much. So we might go in on this one a little in a bit, because I think it'd be an interesting film to cover. His take on. I've got two videos queued up that we need to talk about today though. So then we go to like Nightmare Before Christmas. How is Riverdale a real show? Santa Claus 2. Continuing on this thing. I remember this bit of like Riverdale the musical he did.
Almost nothing really happens, but just abs. I mean, it's just abs the musical. Say, Tom, how do we get more young people to watch our show? Simple, my boy. I'll show you how.
You know, I'm not gonna risk a copyright strike, but yeah, this video stuck out to me as even as a kid randomly, because he made 3 Riverdale songs, I guess. One thing that I don't think we've actually talked about, and let me switch us over to my normal screen before, because I do want to talk about this for a second. Did you guys know about the Alex Meyers mobile game? I don't know if a lot of people nowadays know about this, but there was an Alex Meyers mobile game. I'm pretty sure. Mobile game.
Hey.
Hang on. Hey, Edwin. Welcome to the chat. Hi, Creative Webs. Hope everyone's having a good day. So one of the things in Alex Meyers' past that I find really interesting that he did, back in the day is that he made a mobile game. So we're gonna look at this for a second. Move Phineas over here. This might be the better way to browse. Hang on. Yeah, let's go.
Hey, guess what, everybody? I'm in a video game. It's on the Android and iOS app stores. It's basically kind of like Candy Crush or Bejeweled or whatever, but it's got all my little dudes in it. And there's 200 levels to get through, so now you have even more excuses to sit in the bathroom for hours at a time avoiding your family/roommates. It's all free to play, so just head on over to the App Store. Links are down below, of course, and just download.
So, mind you, I want to bring up something about this game, right? We've not dived into this, but it says offers in-app purchases. So it's not completely free to play. It's free to start, you know? But being a mobile game from this era of 5 years ago, 2020, and if we go and look at it, I don't know if it's still up, actually. What? Stories by Alex Meyers. So yeah, it is basically his Candy Crush with himself, and I guess it's making fun of various genres of shows. If this becomes something, yeah. But so the thing I find so beautiful about the Apple thing, you can see the prices that they're trying to charge for whatever thing. Removing ads from his game, $2. 20 coins for $1. 100 coins for $5. 40 coins for $2. 200 coins for $10, 2,000 coins for 99. Wait, is this it's yeah, no, that's the same rate. So it's roughly 20 coins for $1 on his thing. Yeah, it's a generic puzzle game. How are the reviews? Like, I don't trust reviews of these things anyways. Broken and not fun. It's really broken, like really broken. Like, never played a game on the iPhone that's broken before, and surprised they pushed this out so quickly. It looks, sounds, and feels like someone just made this over the weekend. Like they forgot they were supposed to do their homework and threw something together right before class. Broken issues include, I slide on one of the games, or whatever you want to call them, and the game constantly slides a random one instead, or I'll beat a level, have plenty more moves, and the game doesn't end. So I play till the moves run out, and says you lose. It's very glitchy, not very well designed, and just not as fun. I know it's a knockoff of another game, and many games have the same similar idea, but they all do it so much better. And for this one to be just done so poorly, maybe has some potential of fixed and edited, but now it's really frustrating, not fun. And this was from November 10th, 2020, so this was a month after the game came out, and it was still having issues, I guess, like this. Let's see, what else can we the great little game. We can read this. Especially for fans of Alex Meyers, this game is great. It has all his little guys, and it's hilarious to see them dancing around in the corner. In terms of gameplay itself, it's a nice little match 3 game. I haven't found any errors or glitches. The one thing I noticed, it was a slight pixelation of the characters sometimes, but that might be a problem with my device. 10 out of 10 definitely would recommend. Okay, so at least some people are enjoying it. But if we go through here too, I am curious if we can find out who's the. So I think this is just some crappy license game from him of his character too. You can see this. They have all these other games too. So they're a pretty generic app store like kind of game maker. The iPhone store is filled with these people. I'll say that. It's a time. I got my PNG tuber. Thank you, Ty, though, for sending that my way. So yeah, no, welcome to the live, Shazy Casey. We've not gone over his video actually yet. We're still in the build-up phase for everything. We're talking about the Alex Meyers mobile game that he released back in 2020. That was his Candy Crush knockoff. That was produced by another company flat out. Like, this isn't really his game. This is just something that licensed his art style and his characters. Which, there's something kind of noble about that. Like, look, there's a lot of really crappy YouTube mobile games. We can go into those probably all day. But that was a thing he did. We get further up and we continue this. He continues on the whole Disney train, talking about the zombies movies. Yeah, I use like reactive, I think, yeah. Knows things about shows and movies people would never do videos on. I'm curious, actually. I'm not gonna watch this thing right now, but I'm curious how many of those he's done videos on. iCarly was a weird show, right? During the iCarly resurgence that we kind of had with the pandemic. Another Riverdale video. We see him start moving towards the tween sitcoms. I think like slowly he's moving more and more towards tween sitcoms than teen stuff, which is fair. You know, it's a pretty common double overlap as far as it goes. Continuing with bad movies, teen shows. It's interesting because it's like he has a video on the social dilemma, which I've not watched that one, but I have a lot of choice words for that documentary too. Most horrifying kids show ever made. Shake It Up. Hi Aunt, hi Lazy, how are you guys doing today? We're just looking through at what his old things are. We just went over his mobile game. WandaVision video that he talks about in the newer Obsession one. That's fair. Survival's good. We like surviving. That's the way we want to be in the world. But we continue down on this path. More Riverdale stuff. More Disney stuff. Miraculous is hilarious, dumbly dumb. Jessie was a weird show. It's a worse than weird show, but okay. For another day. Alex Meyers is pretty dumb. I guess that's like some self-reflective video or something. We get to again, it is continuing on these like this Squid Game, more of his musical segments, combining them again, even the ones from the last Riverdale one. Diary Kid was the weirdest movie. No, it was never the weirdest movie. Just continuing on and This was on the Velma and Daphne movie that was made. Spy Kids 2. Spy Kids might be another rabbit hole within him. Because I care a lot about the Spy Kids films. I've done a whole video on all of them. Continuing down. Velma is worse than you could possibly imagine when the Velma wave was happening. Bizarre Harry Potter, either, like, I don't know if we really need to dive into this further as far as it goes. That's just how his channel is, and it just continues and continues and continues. But the thing that I think is so notable nowadays, if we modernize up a lot, so we're gonna be talking about Turning Red at some point, very soon. We keep going, but I want us to take a look for a second at how often this guy uploads, okay? So, not counting the Obsession video, 4 days ago, 6 days ago, 7 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, well, that's a member video, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 1 month ago. He uploads a lot. Yeah, he's in the hot water Obsession. We're going to be talking about that in a sec. No, Alex did not make the 9/11 comment. That was my other friend. Don't worry. Well, Alex is my friend. But that was one of my other friends. Don't worry about that for now. But why I brought a lot of this up is because this guy is uploading a lot and trying to talk about whatever media is currently releasing. He's on the current release, like, grind set. I get that. The thing that's so interesting, I think, too, about Alex Meyers, I don't know who his staff is, if he has any, but the thing about him compared to a lot of other creators, right, he's an animation YouTuber in some ways. If you look through, so say we take his, I don't know, we can pick just Enola Holmes, right? If you scroll through an Alex Meyers video and actually, like...
You know, over the years I've been doing these videos.
No, we're not going to hear you right now. Sorry, my friend. Or not my friend, but yeah.
And it's been a lot of years, okay, I tell you.
But if we look through this, again, every one of his videos has a ton of, like, little animated bits. And they're usually some of the more popular things of him, like, drawing whatever the characters are and trying to do this. And the thing that I always wonder is how he's able to get so many of these out per video with this, like, rate. It's such little bits. I'm curious if he's reusing a lot of his little animated skits in the middle of things. They're still the most popular moments of them. What's this? Okay, we can look at this. Why not?
Guy who's looking for a Tewksbury, go into the train car and just start, like, beating him up.
Paint your own picture, Enola. Don't be thrown off course by other people, especially men.
Okay, I think I'm starting to pick up on the subtext of this movie. And so Enola
Okay there?
defies her mother's teachings and goes to save Tewksbury from Willem Dafoe. Who is this guy? You know, this movie really illustrates the two ends of, like, the girl attraction spectrum, because, like, you have Howell over here, and then, like, Willem Dafoe on the other side, and right in the middle, you got the Colgate 360 electric toothbrush, which...
I don't even get that joke. We just literally watched it. Hi, Gorillas fan, welcome. So diving into that for a second, right? When we look into this, I don't really get this joke here. Like, he's like, oh, women are attracted to two extremes, Willem Dafoe and Howl from Howl's Moving Castle, right? They're attracted to these two archetypes. I think the thing that's so wild about this is it's like, you know what? Someone can correct me if I'm wrong and tell me what Enola Holmes is actually about. But in my perspective, I don't know why we're implementing this entire thing onto the discussion of Enola Holmes. Is it a rom-com? I was under the impression this was a mystery movie. This did not need to be brought up today, I think, or ever really, for it. And it's the entire stylization of the channel within things. If we go into this, because a lot of the media he's covering is much more feminine targeted. Like, it's a lot more kids and feminine targeted in general. A lot of, like, teen dramas. as far as it goes. A lot of past teen dramas. He does a lot of videos on family movies. It feels to me, and this might be a weird take, and you guys can tell me if it is. It feels to me a lot of it is him targeting a lot of media that he would not get into otherwise, and that's what he's covering to review. Granted, again, I'm someone where I go out of my way and review bad movies pretty regularly. I watch things that I'm not really the target demographic of. I watch a lot of family films myself because I think there's something that you can take value from and learn from there, you know? Okay, Shazy Kazy, or is that how I pronounce it? Hopefully. Enola Holmes is meant to be the sister of Sherlock who's looking for her mother. It has 2 sequels, but I never saw any of those films. Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily the thing that we implement the whole, yeah, these are the 2 kinds of people that she's attracted to. Sure, if I was feeling really petty, I would go after his Toy Story 4 video.
Well, here we...
I did watch this, and I think it's a pretty horrible Toy Story 4 video. I'm a big Toy Story 4 defender. I've not seen Enola Holmes, so it's... Oh well, if it was better than it was. But, like, I'm just gonna jump to this take. Let's see what he does for this, like, little skit. Hang on.
Gordy's pinup calendars. Those girls have some crazy bush. Anyway, so...
What? Why? First of all, why did that just appear within it? Why is that the joke that's being made?
Harmony takes Woody over to the playground for some high-octane, intense playtime.
I think this is a joke about the I think this is a joke once again about how he thinks that a lot of Disney films are just motion for the sake of being motion. I heard that I watched movies with Mark's video on this before I went live today, and heard him make the point there about how he's talking about what one was he talking? Oh, he was talking about Zootopia 2, yeah. This is a very similar joke being made by the same guy, which, again, when you make this many videos, naturally you're gonna have jokes that come off the same in both circumstances. But I don't know if this is necessarily what we needed to do within it for the comedies of the hee-hees. So that's kind of the state of what Alex Meyers' work is. The thing about it is I used to be a subscriber of his. If I go into like my older channel, it would probably come off that way too. But I think the thing about I didn't like Toy Story 4 at all. Okay, you're wrong, but okay. But I saw more power you than his first ones I walked out of the movies. It was one of the first movies that you walked out of the movies like I hated that. Fair enough. Look, maybe I'll have to do my Toy Story 4 defense stream at some day, because I am like as far on the defense side for that movie as it gets. Toy Story 4 is like literally one of my favorite Toy Story films. It's my second favorite one behind 3. I love that film to pieces. And I think there's such a depth to it. I don't know. One of the things for me as a critic and as an analyst that I really get into is I really enjoy how more modern entries of classic franchises have the chance and oftentimes do make the push to go and challenge the ideas that the originals built up, right? Because I'm down maybe for that, Truge. But the thing about film as a medium, and we're going to transition over to my chatting thing here. So the thing about film as a medium that I think so interesting is thinking about a film franchise as a conversation. Because every film that comes out has its ideas that are its core and its thesis, right? But a lot of films, like Toy Story came out in 1995, and then Toy Story 4 came out in 2019. So it came out literally 24 years later. I think within what ideas have been placed down by a lot of films, it's really fascinating to go out of your way and try to challenge those ideas and try to reshape the story based on those ideas that are placed down. And I think that's something that the film really thrives with. So that's my take. A lot of the Toy Story 4 hate, I think, is nostalgia blindness. We're not even going to go into the whole gaming magic thing, because that video is one of the worst messes I've seen in a while. So, what I have today, if we can move in now to the main event of the stream, if we hop over to Let's Watch, here we go. Guys, so this is going to be my takes on his Obsession video, as far as it goes. We're going to try to talk about this live. We're going to try to dissect things. I rewatched Obsession today as research for this. Well, I tried to start watching it last night. And then last night, I got distracted by my friends, lovingly, I say. But they distracted me with, well, I didn't actually watch it with them, but they were watching another film. But, so, let me have, so, let's just start the video and, wait. Oh, this is wrong. Hang on. Wait, oh, oh, here's what I have to do. Haha. Dun 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 dun. All right, so some of the video is gonna be cut off. Oh, and I just minimized it again. See, I'm very new to the whole streaming thing. So yeah, let's talk about the Obsession video. If you guys have points in the chat, I'd love to hear them, and we can go into this. Trigger warning for what Obsession's about. If you've not seen Obsession, this is your time to get out. I would advise, I don't think you're gonna click on this video without watching Obsession, but if you are here without watching Obsession, this is your warning. All right, we ready, guys? Let's dive in.
Fictional movie Obsession and the characters there. Warning, this video is an attempt at a good faith, nuanced look at the fictional movie Obsession and the characters therein, which will probably upset some of you for some reason.
I think, so to dive into this, okay, putting up a warning like this, hang on.
Warning, this video is an attempt at a good faith, nuanced look at the fictional movie Obsession and the characters therein, which will
which will upset some of you for some reason. Okay. I feel like a lot of this is putting the cart before the horse. It's trying to shield a little bit of the backlash. I don't know where it's trying to shield actual backlash, because it's like, if someone's gonna get upset by the video, it's not they're gonna be like, but he warned me. Obsession's a fantastic film. I loved it to pieces. He warned you. Like, I don't think that's a thing. If I see someone warning me that I'm not gonna like a video and that I don't like the video, I'm not gonna be like, never mind, he warned me, we're good. Yeah, no, some people are defending Bear. By that, I mean Alex is defending Bear. But, you know, that's just how it goes. We're gonna dive in.
probably upset some of you for some reason. You know, I don't think I've seen the internet freak out about a movie like they have with Obsession. At least not in a long time. Maybe K-pop Demon Hunters was the last time where, like, everywhere you looked, everyone had an opinion about it. I guess
I don't know if that was the most recent time before this. Again, I follow film discourse pretty consistently, and I'm trying to think, because there have been a lot of films that have been taking over the discourse in between K-pop Demon Hunters that came out last June and Obsession, which came out in May of this year. If we go through it, like, again, a film discourse is kind of a fickle thing. Obsession's stuck on a lot longer, I'll give it that. It's had legs within discourse discussions. But I think there's been plenty of films that have their moment, you know. When a film first releases, as one does, it gets a lot of, like, the buzz for that era. Obsession, though, has been a very special kind of trend, I'll give them that. I saw a video from someone I follow talking about the film being horrified with folks laughing at it. Something. Yeah, people who are laughing at it are insane. Flat out.
you could say everyone's kind of obsessed.
That's the easiest joke you can make. Like, I would make that joke. Hi, Entity! I follow film discourse pretty consistently. How are you not in therapy yet? Believe me, I am! But no, I just... I think the whole thing about film discourse is it's really beautiful to watch as messy as it gets, you know? I I went to film school. I care a lot about making movies specifically as a medium. And to see film discourse is interesting because you get to see the different ways that things go every single time. I don't know. Discussions about movies are so fascinating to me, and discussions about media are fascinating in general because it's really great to see what people say and what people think through everything. And yeah, we're gonna continue.
So I knew I had to make a video about it, but like they kept pushing back the VOD release date, you know, because y'all kept on watching it. $750,000 budget and it made $300 million. One of the biggest indie film success stories of all time. Now,
Yeah, no, and you're correct. It's been a pretty big success. Counter thing within it, I don't think you need to talk about everything that's popular. Oh, when it's bad, it's very painful. I feel you. To go into this though, you don't have to give your things on every discourse. I like to talk about most films that I wind up seeing because it's fun for me, but you can create that barrier between yourself and the discourse. As a creator, your job is not to comment on everything. It's to comment about what you're passionate about, you know? So many times you can see the signs when someone thinks that they have to go in and talk about it because it's popular, you can tell that it's a dollar sign in their eyes instead of something that they actually really care about. I've been the victim of trying to jump on trends as far as it goes, too. I'm not going to shield myself from that. I covered earlier this year things like Swapped. I made a video on that when I did not have to do it because I thought it would be popular, and it was decently popular. But other times I've done videos when I've not had too much to say as a more raw way to get some thoughts processed out there, and it's wound up blowing up in my face, naturally, right? Like, I wound up doing videos on both Toy Story 5 and on Mandalorian and Grogu, which are films that I don't think I had too much to say about. But I did them because I was hoping it would be something that I can release for the audience that I have here. And yeah, of course it's staying longer in theaters because it was successful. Yeah, no, the film's got legs. It's still doing really well at the box office now, even more than like Backrooms, which had a similar amount of buzz that I've not seen yet. We're gonna continue this. Yeah, I don't wanna spend the entire time yapping. So bada boom.
I didn't make a lot of videos about horror stuff, but I mean, a semi-rom-com about a nerdy loser guy who gets the girl at the end. Wow, this sounds like a nice, wholesome movie. But okay, let's check it out. So come along.
Okay, going into this, I think that within his take here, I think a lot of people have talked about it that's kind of rage bait, and yeah, it's him regarding it as a rom-com is definitely him trying to get some buzz with it. I think Alex knew what he was doing, he just didn't know what he was doing to this level, you know? I don't, like, this isn't a situation where he's, like, clueless. You know what you're doing when you make a video about obsession, right? But, let's continue.
Come on, kids, let's take a walk.
I feel like I'm coming apart. I think about you all the time, Nikki, when I try not to. You're in every song I listen to.
Marching along as the song fills the air. Gummy bear.
This is the most, like, 90s to 80s kid joke you can possibly make within this. I know that he's nearing his 40s. The joke feels as if it's like, oh, the character named Bear, therefore reference gummy bears because Bear's being gooey like a gummy bear. This is dumb. This is a dumb joke, flat out.
So this is our main character, Bear. Bear is 25, according to the screenplay, and he's never outgrown his awkward high school loser persona, which
Some people don't. That's a thing.
means he's gonna have a great career one day as an online content creator.
Yeah, sure.
Hi there, welcome to Twitch. Are you mentally stuck at 15? Perfect, we're gonna put you on the front page.
Again, these jokes are... Yeah, no, Alex Meyers is nearly 40. These are some of the most basic jokes you can make within this section. Like, I can't think of many more ways to just go more basic than, ha, that's a Twitch streamer. You're a YouTuber, you know? It's, I don't know.
If you want.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm sorry I
No.
made you do that.
No, it's okay. You're okay. It's
Just
fun break.
Just pretend like.
You're good.
Oh my god, dude, that was so embarrassing. watch me?
I don't know, man. You got that strawberry milkshake sitting right there, so something tells me you're the kind of guy who's internalized a few too many rom-coms written by equally pathetic losers as yourself.
I don't get this joke either to make. You know, it's oh, strawberry milkshakes are girly. What else is gonna do? It's a diner, you know. The other thing about film writing, and to bring up a little bit of my screenwriting background, you want to create some externalizations. So what? Hi Grace, welcome. So what you're encouraged when you start learning screenwriting, one of the skills that they teach you is about externalizations. So yeah, he is. But so the thing about we're doing a lot of bad joke therapy. But so a lot of thing within externalizations and what film school teaches you is that you want to try to find ways to express who a character is outside of the obvious, right? Like you can write in a script, character is sad, character looks anxious, character is upset. But a thing that's taught oftentimes in film school to make your scripts seem stronger is to figure out externalizations of how to express someone's emotions outside of their body. And like, I don't even think the strawberry milkshake is one, because it's like, okay, what does liking a strawberry milkshake say about you as a person? You like strawberry flavored things. It's pink. Again, pretty standard thing. It's rough. We're gonna continue. We have a lot to go.
I mean, trust me, ain't my first rodeo. So this is...
And he's saying he himself is pathetic because, again, that's so much of what his humor is. Alex Meyers works on this relatability kind of profile. Hi, Crimson. Welcome to the chat. So, no, I think a lot of what Alex's jokes wind up accounting for is him being like, these people are just like me. Strawberry milkshakes are yummy. I'm more of a chocolate milk. Understandable. Dude, I can't even judge for people's weird tastes within things, because I buy bags of bubblegum jelly beans because that's my favorite flavor of jelly bean. Grace, I'm gonna do the solo for now. You can hop in for the turning red thing if you'd like, though, that we're gonna come up to. I want to do the obsession video on my own, and then we can bring some you're welcome to come on for the next part. But, like, again, I'm not going to judge a character for their, like, taste within their drinks. Like, his friend is that coffee. It's a diner, you know, diners are milkshakey vibes through and through. Yeah, there's a lot of my friends that'll come into the chat at points. That's just how it tends to go. I'm pretty new to streaming on here, but that's the vibe so far. All right, we're gonna continue with this mess.
Bear's friend, Ian? I guess they're not really like friends, but they like work together. But anyway, Ian is currently trying to help Bear practice how to ask out a girl named Nikki, the girl of his dreams.
Have you ever actually like flirted with Nikki? Be playfully mean with her.
Be mean to her.
Playfully mean, yeah, but bring up freaky Nikki.
And that will, like, take her breath away?
Just say, Nikki, I think we should grab a drink sometime.
Okay, so real talk, if you have to try this hard...
I do know a lot of people, thank you, yes.
To have this kind of like game plan on how to ask a girl out, then like, it's already gonna fail, okay? If it's this hard, you've already lost. I mean, as douchey as Ian is, like, he's right when he says, you know, have you ever even flirted with Nikki, like, at all? Because it's really weird to come out of nowhere and be like, dearest fair maiden, I know we've only exchanged mere...
Yeah, I also think it's weird that Ian's even, Goral had Despicable Me, I guess, yeah. I think with it, wait, what am I trying to say? Okay. One of the things that I've observed with Obsession that I don't think spend the topic of discourse enough with the film is that Bear has the single worst friend group of support ever within things. At the same time, spoilers for Obsession as a film, Ian has been hooking up with Nikki, right? I wouldn't trust any advice that he gives anyways. Ever, really? Like, yeah. Alright, continuing.
Pleasantries these past few years, but I must inform you that I wish to begin a courtship.
Bro, I just came over here to fart, okay? Anyway, so that...
Again, these are these kinds of skits that I don't understand writing into your videos.
Night, Bear goes home and finds his cat dead. Apparently it got into his grandma's medicine or whatever.
No. Oh no, no, no. How did you get into these?
Little backstory.
Okay, yeah. So one of the darkest scenes of the movie. Yeah. Yeah, no, it is inappropriate to pursue someone as you're working together a little bit. Maybe I don't. I mean, workplace relationships happen. It's a complicated thing, but like, it's awkward him pursuing her in the whole friend group as is. Yeah, the punchlines are lame. All right, let's go into this.
So Bear's living in his grandma's house, who recently passed away. So, you know, it's full of all kinds of grandma stuff, like insanely racist.
Hold on, I want to address this quickly. Do.
Oh no, no, no.
Is there a way to go 1 second at a time? Hang on. Do. Let's try. Okay, no worries.
How did you get into these?
Little backstory. So
I think this joke is really weirdly placed.
Bear's living in his grandma's house, who recently passed.
Why are we making that joke? Where the grandma fades out that way. Like, you can make jokes with the film, but I think that's one of the going for a Thanos snap for it. I don't know if I'd say this is the worst review ever made. I've not seen every review, but this is a pretty bad one and a pretty bad misunderstanding of Obsession that he made with the objective to get views, you know?
Away. So, you know, it's full of all kinds of grandma stuff, like insanely racist.
Why do we need to see this?
Just paperweights. As you might imagine.
I don't think that's grandma stuff, Mr. Myers. I don't think most grandmas have random racist paperweights. Yeah, okay, continuing.
Bear's got a lot on his mind. His cat died. He has no idea how to ask out Nikki. He's walking around with this haircut like my dude can't catch a break. So it's
okay. Yeah, he's a pathetic character. That's the point. Yeah, no, I don't think we needed to see blackface in this video, but Alex Meyers, everyone.
Wednesday night, which means trivia night, because Bear and his friends are super cool. The team is Bear, Ian, Nikki, and their other friend Sarah, and they all work together at this like music shop place, which seems to have a lot of employees for a random store on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. So he's feeling pretty down.
I don't think for a music store having 4 employees is out of like I don't think for a music store having 4 employees is a big thing. And also, like, who cares? When we were working on the screenplay, you want 4 people being coworkers at a music store. Yeah, that makes complete sense. They might not all have the same shifts together, but, like, that's a perfectly adequate number. I don't know why that's a critique.
As you could imagine, but Nikki, of all people, calls him up to ask if he's going to hang out with the friend group that night.
I don't think I can tonight. I'm just catching up on some stuff.
Yeah, so I'm putting in my 2 weeks.
Really?
Shit! God damn it!
Are you okay?
No, I just dropped my crystal necklace down the drain.
Oh, no, crystal necklace. Bear, get out while you still can. But then again, Nikki
Wait, hold on.
is a hot Latina, so one can only remain strong for so long.
Okay, this is one of the jokes that's been getting him a lot of flack relatively. It just being like, yep, she's a hot Latina, you can only hold for so long. I don't think we need that joke. I don't think it's a lot of people who are Latinas and in other communities have been calling that one out. I'm not gonna jump onto the dog pile on that, but I think that's a stupid joke to make. And then the whole thing about bringing crystals in within it, it's like the thing about Alex Meyers' content that frustrates me personally a lot. It feels very horny brained, if that makes sense. Where it feels all about trying to make the horniest jokes possible in whatever situation. And I don't really think that's a good take on a film like Obsession. Obsession is a film which requires you as a viewer to have a certain sort of empathy for the situation that's being presented. I think that he could have, as a reviewer and as a human being, not taken this immediately. Y'all are making jokes about it being like Saber. Yeah, Saberspark does a lot of that in its content too. The thing is, I don't think we see Saberspark making these jokes, making like a video on obsession like this. Like, I don't think Saber's the kind of guy who would make a video on obsession in his normal style, because I think he understands the whole taste. Thank you, Lazy. Yes, that was. Yeah, great minds did think alike for you guys. Okay, continuing on.
Now, because Nikki dropped her necklace, Bear gets this idea to get her another one. You know, be the hero, get his foot in the door.
And then have no idea what to do afterwards, like me, 80.
I want to just bring this up also as a quick issue. I hate the way that Alex Meyers draws women. It's always the same blob creature, but with a different wig depending on the person's hair, and oftentimes it just feels really basic and uninteresting.
Percent of the time.
Yeah, no, I agree, and Saber would just stick with his niche, yeah, but he's not going to talk about obsession like this.
I love how it says amaze your friends. Hey guys, check this out. Awesome, do it again.
So, fundamentally within that joke that he just made there, right, that doesn't work for me either, because saying, oh, amaze your friends, like, we got this entire thing with a visual gag.
Yeah, well, they've been pretty popular since we put them out. You know, everybody wants a wish. Some people don't open them, but the people who do, you know, come back and complain.
Or it does work and it like ruins their lives.
Or they die or wish they were dead.
Ah, yes, the Millennial Special. Rather experienced myself. Also, you know, it's kind of funny that Bear is better at flirting with this girl here than he is with the girl he actually likes.
No, I don't think he's flirting at all there. If any of my more flirting aware friends want to say otherwise, that he was flirting there, they can tell me, but I don't think Bear's flirting in that scene, Mr. Myers. No.
Which is such a real thing, by the way. Why does that happen? Anyway.
I don't... Because... Okay. First of all, do I sound frustrated yet? Do I sound frustrated with this man? I am. So, to dive into that, I think people are probably better at flirting when they're more authentic to who they are instead of putting on a show. You know, Blair, I would nearly call him Blair. What is this, Unfriended? No, but Bear's better at flirting when he's doing it naturally, I guess, because that's just who he is, versus the show he tries to put on for like someone like Nikki. Gosh.
So he buys the One Wish Willow to give to Nikki later that night at trivia.
Anything else?
I'll get a pina colada.
Pina colada?
Don't make fun of my drink. What?
I like a man who's in touch with his feminine.
Hey, whoa, didn't ask your opinion, Nikki. So here we get a look at who Nikki is. And she seems like she's kind of one of those girls who's like those like ball buster types, you know? She's always like, ha, bitch can't handle all this. I've never met a guy who can keep up with me. And then they just lay there like SpongeBob.
No, I don't think that's what Nikki is as a character. I think she's playing with her friend as people tend to do when they're close. Again, these people have been coworkers for I don't know how long, but they're a friend group that exists around like maybe one or two events, but like they're still a friend group. You know, you're gonna get comfortable with it, and it's clear that Nikki is comfortable with Bear. Wrongfully so, but yeah.
Also, again, somewhat ironic, but earlier Bear was like, you want me to be mean to her? Why would I do that? But then she's literally doing the same thing to him right now, and it's clearly working, so...
Interesting.
Okay, so...
Nikki was never flirting, it's just ribbing his friends. Moving on. One of the reasons I never watched a ton of this content was because of his animations made me feel uneasy. Understandable. Again, the thing about his stuff is it's very over the top for the sake of being over the top and being YouTube brained, you know? Alex Meyers, look, so one of the things that was brought up in Movies with Mark's video earlier today that dropped is how he would criticize Disney for having a lot of animations and then is like, well, I can do it because it's a YouTube thing. it's an attention grabbing technique for you, and so you're implementing that onto what an actual film is. I'm sorry, films have to have characters that are moving. Moving on.
Trivia's about to start, and Bear's left standing there with Sarah, the other girl they work with that I mentioned, and he tells her that his cat died earlier that night.
He died.
Next theme is going to be
What?
early film trivia.
Sandy died.
Okay, this first one's a two-parter.
What?
And you have to answer both. Here we go.
Really?
This animated film features a blue genie.
Here, I'm so sorry.
Wait, hold on, back up. So the trivia topic was early film trivia, and the question was, this film has a blue genie that grants wishes. Ah, yes, the ancient year of 1992. But
That's the joke you're taking. Okay.
more importantly, so here we get a look into the dynamics of the whole friend group, okay? So Ian is kind of like a douche, right? Nikki seems like one of those girls who's one of the guys, you know? And Bear has a huge crush on Nikki, even though Sarah over here is clearly into Bear on some level, and he just, like, doesn't notice, doesn't care. So Bear's
Yes, thank you, Mr. Myers.
choices are Crystal Mommy or Septum Girl.
So, Entity, I can bring this issue as far as it goes, too. Well, okay, fair enough, Trush. I gotcha. But, yeah, no, a lot of what Myers does or Alex does in his videos is the most bare bones breakdown of a film and analyzing it through a recap and not actually, like, analyzing it. There's a reason why I don't think the whole, like, rush through style, going live and talking about this, I feel like it's a different thing. Hi, Buddha Cat, welcome. I think there's a big issue when your choice of the matter is to just go through a film's pure events in a film analysis video. Like, there's a lot of criticism that gets rightfully thrown out towards YouTubers who just critique things by going through every episode and all the beats and don't add much to themselves. And yeah, he's the embodiment. It's very much so taken from the whole, like, nostalgia critic side of things. Buddha Cat, we're going through this today in strong regards because this video is an actual mess within things. We have 13 people watching. Dude, this is actually, like, a really successful stream so far. You guys are awesome. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I wasn't expecting to have such a good turnout so far to my first commentary-ish stream. I don't know, this is just very new to me. I'm just gonna go grab some water. BRB, I'll be back in 1 second. You guys, you ready for this? I've got another screen I can share off with you. You guys like this? Go back to Let's Watch. Hi, we're back. Welcome. Okay, cool. So, to dive into this. Okay. Yeah, we're tearing this thing to pieces. It's one of the most Buddha Cat is one of the worst reviews I've seen in a while. And we're watching this one, and we're also watching the Turning Red video today. So, strap in if you're just joining in again. I hope you all are doing well. I want to give you all the reminder that I don't have my YouTube monetized, but I do have, if you're interested, and this will alert onto the stream, I have my Streamlabs and Coffee hooked up. Well, I don't think Coffee's hooked up to there, but I have Streamlabs hooked up. Yeah, Alex Meyers is a really awful Turning Red video that I've been wanting to go through and tear to pieces. Water made me. Oh my god, I got water down the wrong throat. Okay. All right, guys, ready? We are gonna go in again. Wait, hang on. Yes. Okay. Bada boom. In 3, 2, 1.
Girl, so like, this dude never stood a chance. Like, you might as well put that chastity belt in your Amazon cart right now, my dude. Anyways.
I don't think we need jokes about chastity belts in Obsession. Yeah, I'm fine. I grabbed a water, and I'm a big Mio drinker because I need to trick myself into drinking water with the ADHD brain sometimes. And so I have a acai berry flavored. We're not dead, though. That's good. All right, you guys ready? Set, go.
So trivia night's over, and it's time to go home. Nikki needs a ride, and so, of course, Bear's like,
Long day. I don't want to go to the next fucking bar with
My
you guys.
car's headed to Doritos,
We could
Nikki.
drop her off on the way.
I can take you home.
Okay.
Jesus, Ian.
Ian, get your girl home safe.
Ew, don't say it like that. See you later, Bear. All right, Bear.
yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. So
No, we don't need that joke made here. No thanks. At least, so we will get into this. This is bad turning red video. This is what I probably got a lot more to say about at points. Obsession, Obsession's a film that I care about a good amount. Turning Red is a film that's on a very similar level to this that he misunderstands. How did Bear miss the entire scene where Bear calls out the sports center for the one? Right, yeah. No, he leaves a lot out, which I could understand if there's a content thing, because this is a pretty dark film to talk about when your channel is mostly talking about teen media. But yeah, I love Turning Red. I will go into my history of that film in a bit too. Okay, we're gonna continue.
So Bear takes Nikki home, and of course on the way they have some kind of heart-to-heart talk, you know, talk about life, man. It's all very Life is Strange, you know what I'm saying? Come on, Max, let's get out of this town. I hate my dad.
I have not played Life is Strange. Is that what Life is Strange is like? Eh.
Not happy there.
I mean, it's just a job, Nikki.
Yeah, well, I want to write.
Oh, a crystal mommy and the writer. Well, something tells me this movie would have gone the same way for Bear, whether he made the wish or not.
No.
No, the wish to basically have her fall in love with you. Oh my gosh. She wasn't gonna love him because she didn't love him as is. No. Okay, continuing.
Oh, it's not a romance, it's a love story.
Isn't that the same thing?
You know, you're the only person that I get to really talk to about this stuff.
Ah, yes. Well, see, Bear, when a girl says that, what she really means is, you better not ask me out and ruin this friendship. Anyway, so Bear takes her home and he tries to flirt with her like Ian said, but I mean, you see the kind of sweaters he wears. You can only imagine what kind of game he has.
Night, Freaky Nikki.
Ew, don't call me that.
I know, I was kidding.
Do you like me?
Sure, this is the joke. Again, a lot of this video, I don't know how much longer I'll actually keep on this obsession video, but like a lot of this is just really bad takes being said and misunderstandings of the actual factual movie review the. Okay, that's a bad joke. I'm sorry. We're gonna continue in 1 sec. Pretty good first hour, by the way, views wise. We're actually, it says we're at 15. Wait, is that? No, it says 12. But guys, this is kind of nuts to have. She liked him as a little brother. Yeah, that's definitely within it. True Buddha cat. Yeah. All right, we're gonna continue. Guys, thank you for everyone who's tuning in for this. By the way, I've not done a video like this ever really. And it's so far going really well. I'm enjoying streaming and reacting to this. I don't know. I'm not much of a commentary person within that regard yet, and I've been wanting to dive into talking about movies and stuff more. All right, continuing.
I think we're good friends.
My dude, she's leaving anyway. This is your chance. She says, do you like me? And then you say, what? Yes, I do. Also, apropos of nothing, I'm gonna get a haircut, so don't worry. But alas, he says no when she goes into her house.
One wish, Willow. Amazed your friends. You only get one wish. I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the
Shrekin.
world.
Why are we? Okay, like, so Bear's going for someone outside of his league. Yeah, that's the truth. It would have been fine if he looked into the theories of Nikki being possessed by the spirit of Bear's dead cat, especially how the possessed Nikki acts. Yeah, he's acting as if it is a decom, and we'll get to that further on.
Okay, so jokes aside, up until this point, Bear was
Okay, jokes aside, guys. So this is serious Myers. This is the Myers of the serious variety. Wait, hang on.
too scared to talk to. Okay, a story of my life. He pulls out this $7 wishing toy. He's like, golly gee, I sure wish Nikki loved me too. But here's where everything changes, okay?
Maybe you want to come inside? I mean, I did just lose my cat, Bear.
You lost.
Shrekin is, I think, a term for uglier guys getting with women who are better than them. I think that's like a slang thing. That's why it's Shrek.
Your cat?
Oh, wait. I mean, you lost your cat. I'm so sorry.
So as you can see, Nikki's starting to act a little out of character. She's saying things that don't make sense. She also demands to go over to his house to spend the night.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Nikki. Why?
My dad's dying.
And you know, to Bear's credit, he's not immediately jumping at the chance to take advantage of her or whatever. Like he...
I would do, yeah. Why is this needed? I just don't think this is in good taste. Flat out. We don't need to have this.
His credit, he's not immediately jumping at the chance to take advantage of her or whatever. Like he gives her privacy and space. He doesn't want to make it weird. He turns around when she takes her shirt off. And like based on what people were saying about this movie online, I expected Bear to be this like horribly angry, misogynistic incel dude, right? But like up until this point, he's just some super socially awkward loser who has a crush on a girl and he uses a $7 wishing toy that he assumes is not going to work. And then when Nikki starts acting like this, he's very confused and put off by it.
What were you doing?
I was just going to the bathroom.
Can you lay with me?
I don't know, Nikki.
Obviously, things get different later on, but at least up to this point, Bear has like no idea that the wishing willow worked. And again, to his credit, the very next day he immediately tells Ian that he thinks something's wrong with Nikki. Like he seems genuinely concerned.
Just pretend like we're laugh.
Yeah.
I think Nikki is going through something.
What?
I don't know, dude. She was acting so weird. Like she would
Like what? Is she okay?
No.
Now, I've seen a lot of people saying that this part is showing how
It shows as the story goes on, is you see how much more of a selfish butthole Bear is, even when she's begging him to free her from the possessed version of her. Yeah. Full stop. Again. We get to the worst things like later on, right? But yeah.
how Bear's trying to make Nikki seem crazy to other people or whatever, but like, again, he has no way of knowing that the toy worked. Like, why would he think it did? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was $7. Like, in any other circumstance, you'd probably do the same thing if your friends started acting like this out of nowhere, right?
No, I mean, like, you'd want to help them as far as it goes, but you wouldn't take advantage of them. I've seen fan art of this film with different characters, and one I saw was Milhouse and Lisa. Yeah, probably accurate. One of the weirdest things that The Simpsons does later on in its run is it pairs. A lot of future episodes pair Milhouse and Lisa up, and it's like, yeah, no, you want your friend to get help, exactly. You don't want to take them to your house and then take advantage of them. And Bear chose to do everything wrong here. I don't know, like, you might invite the friend over to your house to help them out within things and offer them to stay at your place for the night. But for me, if a friend of mine's not doing well, I would offer my place to stay often. But at the same time, just the way Bear is doing it and the way he takes advantage of her is messed up, you know? Continuing on, guys. I hope y'all are having a lovely day so far. Yeah.
Anyway, so that night, Ian apparently talked to Nikki, and she said that she was on some drugs or whatever, and so maybe that explains why she was acting so erratic, like when she and Bear kissed earlier.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
You kissed me!
I know, I thought I saw something.
So at this point, Bear thinks that Nikki was acting weird, kissed him, freaked out, etc., because she was
With all the heck that Nikki obviously goes through and all the torture her body goes through, she literally begs him. Yeah, no, for real. This is painful for her because she's basically possessed by a demon. That's the way that this film's set up.
on drugs, right? So again, to him, in this moment, it all seems totally above board. But then, out of nowhere, Nikki goes over to Bear's house to apologize.
I was on MDMA, so if I was weird, that's why, and not saying that you took advantage of me.
Nikki, I didn't know you were on drugs.
That's what
Such a weird reaction.
I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
Not saying what?
You took advantage of me.
I don't think I didn't.
I know, that's why I'm saying you didn't.
Okay, see, this
It's interesting because you can see in those kind of scenes a little bit of the old Nikki coming out a little bit there. I don't know if this is actually the correct read, but like in a bit of, it's Indy does such a great job in the role. I think Indy's how I pronounce her name, but she does a great job on the role because she blends the two together in an interesting way. We're gonna continue because we're gonna get to the worst part soon.
my point. Like, given the circumstances, Bear's being pretty normal about this, okay? Given what he does and does not know by this point in the movie, like, he could have slept.
Also, watching this during the day, at night, can you guys imagine seeing the light reflect from his really, really light creatures and how dark the film is? Yeah, no, Nikki has no agency for most of the film, except for, like, certain moments where she gets to break through. I don't know how frequent they are, but yeah.
With her, or he could have taken some kind of advantage of her, but he was rather gentlemanly at the time. I mean, for a guy who has this many Cosby sweaters. Wait, do you think this was on purpose? Like, do you think they dressed him like this intentionally?
Yes. Well, okay, not Cosby sweaters. Weird thing to infer with this. But yes, you dress a character to make them look as what you're wanting to reflect. That's how film wardrobes work, You don't have random outfits show up. I swear to gosh, has he touched a film set? I was gonna say has he touched a woman, but we know he has, but yeah.
I really like what we have, and I want to be honest about some things, and it's really important for me.
It's okay.
I know you like me, Bear.
Why do you like me?
Would it freak you out if I said yes?
And thus begins their relationship. They start dating, hanging out, kissing, doing the
Devil's Tango.
And Bear's finally living the life he always
Guys, this is obsession. If I showed you this screenshot, would you guys be like, this is obsession? Yeah, it counts to be on a new set in college, but like,
wanted. Hot dog. Turns out Nikki was in love with him the whole time.
What do you want to do? I mean, I've never really asked.
Well, that's not all your fault. Call me a closed book.
Well, I guess the good thing about a closed book
is that I can return it to the Scholastic Book Fair and exchange it for the new Animorphs book. Maybe this is the one where things finally start making sense.
I've worked at an Animorphs live show. I can look at, there was an improvised Animorphs that one of my local theaters did, and I was the stage manager for. Animorphs never make sense. But also, why are we bringing up Animorphs and the Scholastic Book Fair into this? Who is this joke for?
No, it still doesn't. Now, suddenly, Bear gets a phone call from Ian. See, remember when Nikki told Bear that her dad was, like, sick or whatever? And Bear told that to Ian, and apparently Ian looked into this, because as far as Ian knew, Nikki hated her dad and hasn't seen or talked to him in, like, years.
I'm not gonna tell Sarah about this because I don't want to spread drama. I looked into Nikki's dad having cancer, and he's healthy as a baby.
the heck does that mean? My dude.
Babies have no diseases because they might have diseases, but like, yeah, they're fresh. They've not been infected by the world.
Babies just have constant projectile vomit and diarrhea. The heck you talking about?
Have you seen a baby, Alex Meyers? I don't think you have.
Also, how exactly would you find this out? Like, pretty sure you can't just call up a hospital and they tell you someone's medical history. Okay, so is Ian lying about this? Or was Nikki lying to Ian and Sarah about her dad this whole time? But okay, let's assume it's all true. Bear goes back to talk to Nikki about what he just learned.
Does your dad really have cancer?
No.
The actor Indy, I believe Indy Navarrete, I believe. Yeah, she deserves at the very least an Oscar nomination for this. I'm hoping the Academy honors her with this.
What?
No, don't do that!
Oh yeah,
I thought we
this
were
scene's
having
great.
a nice day!
We are. Okay, see, Bear, I don't know why you're making this face. You wanted the Crystal Mommy Latina experience, and you got the Crystal Mommy Latina experience. But
Stop! Literally cease and desist. Why are these the jokes we're making about this?
But here's where Bear starts to maybe kind of realize what's really going on here.
Bear, I love you so much. I don't think I could live without you.
You love me more than anyone in the world?
Yes, more than anyone.
Now, okay, up to
Sir, please cease and desist.
this point, I feel like Bear has plausible deniability.
No, he's already started taking advantage of her and made her do things that she wasn't doing with him normally. I actually, you know what? I'll say this within this film. I don't think we know if Bear and Nikki really hang out much aside from calling normally. Like, they're close, but they've not hung out on an individual context as much as they've hung out in the group. Bear already is pushing past things and is very much so not putting up the correct boundaries. Stop, Mr. Myers. We're good.
I mean, there's no way he would have known the cheap toy would work. He was genuinely concerned for Nikki the day after it started, and he refused to take advantage of her even when it was, like, presented to him, right? I mean, she kissed him after all, right? Now, right here, though, at the
when you are helping someone who is vulnerable out, you need to put those boundaries up themselves, because oftentimes, if someone is hurt and they're latching onto something to love within things, they're gonna go... They might do something trying to desperately get, like, affection back, right? We're gonna going into this whole thing about her just losing her dad, and this hypothetical thing where she's kind of messed up because of just losing her dad. If she's trying to find more affection from Bear, Bear's job is to try to help her grieve things properly as a friend. It's not to take advantage of her, have her sleeping in his bed with him, and doing everything that Bear does. Bear is the bad guy in the story. He takes advantage of someone who's vulnerable. He passes things too far, and he lets the possessed Nikki take more control of the actual Nikki and putting her through heck. Yeah.
halfway point of the movie, he does finally start to realize that the wish actually worked. But like even then, like literally every rom-com is about trying to find a way to get the other person to like you, or you manufacture a meet cute or whatever, right? Like I've seen some internet comment threads where it's like, he only saw her as an object and wanted to remove her autonomy. That's why he made that wish. But like he didn't wish that she would do whatever he wanted, or I wish that she would become obsessed with me and me only. He specifically wished that Nikki would love him more than anyone, which is literally what everyone who has ever had a crush wants. Like,
okay, I'm gonna look into this, right, as far as it goes. This, Mr. Myers, this is not a rom-com. Like, fundamentally as a film, this is much more serious than a rom-com, you know? We're talking about a horror film it's a psychological horror film diving into this what-if scenario, and it's bad. No, can we not, please? Comparing this to rom-coms is just a nutty thing where it's like you're too brain rotted by the teen dramas, rom-coms, and Disney Channel movies that you watch. When you take a film on, you need to meet it at its level. I'm someone where it's like, again, I'm not gonna judge every film differently. Like for me, favorite films of mine of all time have been like family films, right? But I'm judging them on a very different level than I'm judging something like 8th Grade, which is also in my favorites, you know? This is just dumb, bad jokes. Yeah, there's not much more to say within there. It's just, this is the world's worst, like, riffing thing.
every single fanfic about like, golly gee, I sure wish One Direction would kidnap me and fall in love with me all at the same time. Like as if half the girls who saw this movie haven't wished the exact same thing before.
Within half the girls who've seen this, I don't think a lot of people would wish that as far as it goes. I think a lot about what love is building this respect, and when you're with someone, it's because you've got a mutual respect with them and a mutual dynamic. It's not something where you get someone and force them into this box. It's a very different situation, Mr. Myers. Cease and desist. Please. And thank you. Hang on, I just gotta send this. Also, for the One Direction fanfics, now I'm not gonna like be a champion for or against, but the thing about fanfic is it's fictional, you know. Granted, this film's also fictional, but I don't think people want this exact fantasy that Nikki has going on. It is misogyny. There's blatant misogyny within this review, and there's blatant misogyny within Alex Meyers things. Again, we're gonna get into the trending Reddit video next because that's also really bad. And yeah, we're gonna continue on.
Hello, it is I, Willem Dafoe, from the movie The Lighthouse, and I've secretly been in love with you for years.
No, stop.
Like, you have to look at the context, okay? If Bear had gone to the store specifically and been like, hey, do you have something that'll force a girl to fall in love with me? Or if he, like, searched on the internet for some kind of, like, weird ritual that's gonna make anyone fall in love with you, then yeah, that's some funky stuff, man. Or, like, later on, we find out that maybe Ian and Nikki have been hooking up, right? But Bear doesn't learn this until the very end of the movie. So, like, for example, if he'd found this out at the beginning of the movie and he was like, oh, so Nikki's just some slut that bangs every guy except me, huh? Well, I'll show you. Then yeah, he'd be like some misogynistic incel.
But that's just such a stereotype of what incels are as far as it goes. Again, the thing about incel behaviors is they manifest in people in different ways and to different degrees. No person is guaranteed to be the most extreme incel. And I think a thing about Obsession's discourse that's really interesting is Obsession calls out a lot more of the more subtle incelish behaviors that you got going on. How's everyone doing today? Are you guys doing okay? Are you guys having a nice stream? I'm having a stream of all time. This is a stressful video to watch sometimes. I hope y'all are doing okay. We're gonna continue.
For at least half of the movie, he has no idea that this would work, and in fact, he's concerned for Nikki when she does change. To me, at least, it totally seems like a fanfic or whatever that he thinks would have no way of actually coming true. I'm not saying Bear is a blameless, innocent victim, okay? But I think some of you are a little too quick to attach motivation and subtext to this character that is not based on the movie. Like, it really seems like some of you want him to be a horrible, incel, intentionally malicious guy, regardless of what actually happens in the movie. Even the guy who played Bear himself said this about the character. I never thought of Bear as a villain, but what really drew me to this story was the gray.
Okay, everyone's been going into this in this film's discourse online. He's taken this back, right? He's grown from these statements.
Morals of it all. Bear has good in him and has bad in him, like all of us. I do think that he leans more toward the bad in a lot of ways. Fully the antagonist, though? I don't think I would say fully, because the key thing is he didn't know that the wish was going to work. Sure, his desires were incredibly selfish, totally, 100%, but he didn't know the wish was going to work. And you have to assume that this guy was in close talks with the writer-director of the movie the whole time, so basically both of them are saying that Bear is meant to be ambiguous, and you.
Okay, let's dive into this from a film production standpoint. I'm gonna quickly move myself over to just chatting. Okay, to dive into this from a film perspective, when I directed my short film Dice with the Devil, you as a director and writer have visions for your characters, but I want to bring up that I don't think that is inherently what your actors wind up going with. The goal of a really good performance, right, is you have the marriage of an actor's interpretation and the director's interpretation and trying to find something from there. Because when you create a character, of course you have a vision for them, but when you cast it, I think ultimately the character falls into the way your actor interprets them, right? But that's not the film's intention. The director and an actor could have very different intentions, and you can see that within a character. I think within it, I think actually, if this might be a weird take within it, but I think what the actor who plays Bear's portrayal of him and kind of being in this interpretation that there might be some like sympathy to his character, I think it adds to Bear actually a lot in some ways because it makes Bear more sympathetic for himself, you know? The actor's former interpretation of Bear is more sympathetic, added, so Bear himself thought he was decently sympathetic. And it adds to the fact that he's not, you know? There's so many layers that go into creating a character between writing, directing, and acting. And to boil it down to, the director said this thing, we gotta agree with the director. The director's got a point. No, everyone's got their own take. That's how film works. It's a collaborative medium where everyone's got a different take. The thing about film compared to other mediums, right? There's certain mediums that are so raw as far as it goes. For example, writing, right, is very much to one's own voice. I think writing is the most true medium to what someone's own voice is directly that they're getting through, because it's their raw words, and there's not much, and aside from like the skill that you have at writing, there's not many barriers there. Film is a collaborative medium. It's entirely built on multiple people putting their heads together and bringing the best to the table that they can offer. And when you're working in a collaborative medium like film, you're gonna get more cases where a lot of people have different perspectives, you know? But that's just my 2 cents within the situation. I think that understanding the collaborative medium nature of film is so vital to dissecting a film like this. You can't just be like, oh, the actor and the director said so, therefore it's right. I hope that makes sense, guys. John Carpenter and his late great girlfriend and partner Deborah Hill worked together with actors when developing characters in Halloween. Yeah, no, you hand a lot off to your actors and their interpretations, but what you have in mind and what they have in mind aren't always what you see, because in the story there's oftentimes 3 versions of the story. Person 1 side, person's 2 side, and the truth, and it comes out differently and it's interpreted differently. Sorry, that was a ramble, but it's something that I had to bring up related to this film. Let's murder some Myers. No, we're not gonna murder. Don't worry. Bada boom.
All are just over here like, nyah. Like, are you all equally upset about the Disney Channel original movie Zapped or 16 Wishes? Because fundamentally, these are all the same movie. Like,
so again, you're very rom-com teen-brained as far as this goes, because no, they're very different films. Obsession is a horror film. Zapped and 16 Wishes are teen comedies that are having very different perspectives being played. Thank you, pop culture fan. I was hoping that was a good ramble. Hold on.
Descendants 1, Mao cast a spell that made Ben fall in love with her. Where's all the Reddit threads about that? I don't see no 2-hour video essays. You know.
Again, that is Descendants. It's a very different universe. When you're literally comparing You're literally comparing a fake store-bought pink frosted cupcake to a steak eaten with ketchup, but a steak, you know? You're comparing 2 different dishes. Yeah.
No, I made a video years ago about the show WandaVision, and everyone got so mad at me when I said it's crazy that we're supposed to be so understanding about how Wanda enslaves an entire town and uses magic to force her husband to stay with her and have kids with her. Huh, isn't that interesting? I found this comment in a Reddit thread that puts it so perfectly.
Why? We're just going with the most common. Okay.
So I'm just gonna read part of it. But remember, this sub attracts the most obsessed fans of the movie. They flex about watching it at the theater like 10 times already. They make several posts a day about it. They make crazy over-analysis and theories that have no ground in the reality of the film, etc. It's not just a movie for them. They're incredibly emotionally invested and attached to an unhealthy degree. It's almost cultish at this point. And people who are chronically online or addicted to a piece of media aren't the most.
I don't think taking one comment from a Reddit thread as kind of a way to analyze things is the best option. Alex, give me what you think. What do you think about it? Don't quote a Reddit. Okay, here's a point we can bring up. Why are we quoting some other guy's opinions? We're coming to this video to watch what you think directly. If you go to someone's channel, you want to hear what their opinions are. We don't want you to parrot a Reddit thread that exists and act as if the parroted Reddit thread is the standard. It's not, you know? What do you think, Mr. Myers? You should share what you think. Do you think people are being cultish? It feels like a way for you to deflect a lot of what you're thinking. It's like when you're having an argument at the table with a family member over dinner, and they're like, I saw this article that backs up my take on why that's not a genocide. No, just say why you don't think it's a genocide. Make yourself look like the fool. I'd have more respect for you than trying to brush it off as other things to keep the peace. Okay, we're gonna dive further in. This is a bad video.
Most emotionally stable or media literate to begin with. So a lot of it comes from an emotional standpoint, hence the refusal to engage with the material.
I also think it's really crazy that you're not even paraphrasing or kind of taking the bits of this as is. Reddit did not say! Well, Reddit said, but yeah. But it's kind of crazy to me that he's literally parroting this Reddit post verbatim instead of trying to add his own commentary onto the whole thing. Like, this is 2 paragraphs of a Reddit post that he doesn't even that he doesn't mention the whole person on the Reddit thread who posted this, but he's taking the opinion verbatim and spitting this out in his video as one of his points. Actually crazy.
In good faith and just making it say what they want the movie to say in an over-the-top, sanctimonious, dogmatic way. It's like a ritual for them, a
Why are you still going on this?
catharsis. See also.
You have an edited video. Okay, Encanto.
Oh, Encanto. But anyway.
Why don't you love me? Nikki, where are you?
Yeah. We're not going to go into the Encanto take, but I've heard that's really bad. But again, I'm more interested in the Turning Red takes.
So the movie goes on. Nikki gets more and more insane. She walks around like this. She cooks up his dead cat and feeds it to him. She waits for him to come home so long that she pees
Why did you need to animate this?
herself.
No.
And what we come to find out is that the real Nikki is trapped inside of this demon Nikki. And every so often she gets to come out for just like a brief second. Which is why Nikki seems to be acting the way she does. It's like the more the real Nikki tries to break free, the more the demon has to overcorrect. Once Bear realizes that this happened because of the wish, he finds a phone number on the back of the box and he calls it to try and get his wish changed.
Is her love real?
Just because you chose this for her doesn't make it less real.
Okay, then I would like to cancel.
We don't really do that.
What?
I love how chill the wizards are in this movie. Like, this dude's like, yeah, so your girlfriend's soul is like trapped here or whatever. Anyway, I gotta go reheat my nachos, bro. Glaucoma or something.
Do you want to talk to her? You want to talk to her?
Who is that?
Nikki?
Now, just to be clear, I'm not defending all of Bear's actions, okay? Because at this point in the movie, he knows the wish worked, and he knows the real Nikki's soul is, like, trapped or whatever, but he keeps on dating her and tries to, like, continue on as if this isn't the most horrible situation anyone could
Yeah, that is a very fun director cameo. Continuing.
imagine. Although, to be fair, what is he supposed to do? Because if he breaks up with her, she's gonna hunt him down. And the only other choice, as we learn, is that the spell will break if he dies.
What the heck?
You're supposed to kill yourself and apologize for the mistake you made. Like, the 2 options, you try to get someone to fix the wish, which he tries both. But again, Bear's Bear's too much of a coward to even do it properly at the end. Sorry.
Hell, what can I do then?
When you die, the wish will go away.
You're sure there's nothing else I can do?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you live. Sounds to me like you have a moral obligation to be there for her.
Another option appears when the real Nikki is able to speak very briefly while the demon Nikki is asleep.
You are you, Nikki.
Please don't wake her up. Just kill me.
Now, this is another part I've seen so many posts about that I find so baffling. Like, I've literally seen people say, like, if Bear truly loved Nikki, he would have killed her when she asked. Cause, like, it's just that easy, you know? And then what? He goes to prison for life? Obviously, he doesn't want to do that. Also, it's well established in this movie that he's like a low self-esteem, probably depressed loser guy. So, like, of course, he's not gonna suddenly do this completely out of character thing. Now, that being said,
Yes. Yes, it's.
his reaction to this is very telling, though.
What would be so bad? What's so bad about being with me?
Okay, Bear, see, I was trying to be fair, okay? And then you go and you say that, like, maybe everyone's right about you, you know? And this is further solidified when he knows it's not the real Nikki, and he knows the real Nikki is trapped, but he still keeps going on like this.
Tell me anything you want me to
No,
be.
don't.
It's crazy, by the way, that this last section of the video only has about, like, the last section of the movie only has about 2.5 minutes left. Like, the thing about these videos is they're so front-loaded, where he talks about the front of the movie way more than he talks anything but the end of the movie, which, again, it would be better if he spread things out and had it more even throughout. Poor Nikki. I agree. She did not deserve this. Dude, Nikki seems like genuinely the chillest person. He doesn't even mention, one of my favorite little details about Nikki is how she gives the homeless lady like $20 and stuff out of her own thing. She's shown to be such a good person, and Bear's doing this to her. It's nuts. And Alex Meyers is fumbling every interpretation of this movie.
See that?
Anything you want me to be. Let me be Nikki.
You're not being like Nikki.
But this also brings up another interesting thematic element of the movie, I guess, which is like people are saying, you know, if he truly loved Nikki, then he would do this incredibly selfless thing for her. But remember, his wish was not that Nikki would become obsessed with him. He wished that she would love him. So why isn't her love for him as selfless as you're claiming that his love for her should be? You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not saying Nikki's the bad guy or Bear is some like blameless victim or whatever. I'm just saying there's many ways you could look at this movie. Like maybe the wish didn't work at all. Maybe Bear's just that cool. You ever thought of that? But anyway, so the very end of the movie, Nikki has killed Sarah and Ian. Bear realizes that there's no way out of this unless he dies. So he eats all the rest of his grandma's Flintstone vitamins, I assume, and dies in the arms of Nikki, who is finally freed from the spell.
I hate this.
And that's more or less the end of the movie. Yeah, so whatever your personal interpretation of the movie is, it really is a fantastic film. It's a great horror, great writing.
Because you were praising the film for its filmmaking the whole time, huh? You went out of your way to praise its cinematography. Because this film has great cinematography, it's great vibe, it looks fantastic. But you can't come over here and be like, yep, fantastic film, guys. You've done nothing but blast it to smithereens the whole video. What are you doing?
The acting is incredible. Nikki, obviously, fantastic job. But like with a lot of other movies and shows, especially...
Okay, look at these 3 that are included. I've seen 2 of these. No, this is not a review. You were correct.
Recently, the online discourse is just insane. Like, what is it about this movie in particular that people made it their entire personalities? Like, there's something...
Because Obsession's got some great points. Of course people are going to get hooked on it.
Very funny to me about how this movie about the dangers of unchecked obsession has gone on to spawn one of the most insanely obsessed fan bases I've ever seen.
And it's crazy how within all that obsession, you can't look into the people who are hyper analyzing things. Yeah, no, there is mention about that. True Buddha cat. I'm excited for it. But no, oh gosh.
Congrats, y'all, nailed it. Now again, I need to be very clear here, okay? Ultimately, Bear is the bad guy. He doesn't know what he did until late in the movie, but when he figures it out, he just keeps on rationalizing to himself because, like, he wants Nikki, and he doesn't seem to really care that she's being tortured the whole time, but rather he wants the demon to just act like Nikki so that he can pretend that he's actually dating Nikki, you know? Like, this is a bad dude. Yes, absolutely. Nikki is...
Thank you for admitting that at the very end of the video, as if that means something when you've been protecting him for the majority of this time that we've been watching this.
It's completely innocent. Her life is forever ruined because of some depressed, selfish loser guy, okay? Yes, like that's the outcome of the movie. But how we get to that point, I think, is a lot more nuanced than a lot of you were giving the movie credit for.
Really? Nuanced? Like, you got the nuance within the situation, Mr. Myers. You've been the least nuanced person in the whole thing. You're trying to... This piece is basically apologia for Bear, the villain of the film. Go home, please. Thank you for watching. Join the Patreon for exclusive videos. Follow him on Instagram, guys. No, let's do this. Let's go follow Alex Meyers on Instagram. I think that's a perfect thing to do. You know, like, guys, let's go and follow Alex Meyers on Instagram. Like, why would we not follow Alex Myers on Instagram, you know? It's
okay, so I know y'all have heard me talk about...
Hang on. If we just go and follow Alex Myers on Instagram... Guys, have you thought about following Alex Myers on Instagram? Like, seriously, today, have you guys thought about following Alex Myers on Instagram? Like, I would love to follow Alex Myers on Instagram. As we're gonna talk about this right now. You guys want to follow Alex Meyers on Instagram and 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 follow Alex Meyers on Instagram. And follow Alex Meyers on Instagram and follow Alex Meyers on Instagram. Oh no! What? We can't follow him on Instagram. Oh no! Okay, we're gonna change that. Sorry guys, I thought that would be a good bit. That was a joke I should have made quicker. My apologies. Okay, so that's the first video for today. I have one more I want to go through, so we're gonna go to BRB for a second. I'm gonna just go to the bathroom quickly, and then we're gonna dive into the Turning Red video. Okay? I will be back.
Well, the music turned off. Oh no. Can anybody? Oh. Oh no. Sorry, Phineas is still gone. I guess now you'll hear me. Ba 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 na na. Do 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 do. Ba da ba da ba ba da ba ba dee 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 do 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 da 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 da. Yeah, I've taken over. I asked Phineas earlier if I can invade. He said he wanted to.
You did, and you're welcome to.
Yeah, he
Hey,
said
Grace.
later. Hi, Phineas.
All right. Did you guys enjoy the calming BRB music that I had set up?
Oh, it kind of died.
It died? Did the music
It died. And then I found out they could hear me in chat. So I just been making music.
Now it's set up to loop.
Nice.
Let's go to just chatting. Hello. Wait. Is my Sona?
Hello.
He's not moving yet. Is he alive?
Oh,
Phineas Sona?
I can't.
Hang on. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
So let's do that, and then we go in and we bring Grace into the stream properly. It's all.
It's not on loop. I blame Grace for this. It's not my fault.
Right, Grace, we'll put you here for
I'm
now.
a singer. I bring music to the world. I don't take it.
And then let's shrink you down. All right, we're gonna go into this in a sec, but we did just get some breaking film news that just dropped. So I'm gonna be talking about that in a sec. Is there a way on Studio to have two scenes queued up and switch and edit a scene while you got one going?
Well, yeah, I think there's one on Streamlabs.
Oh,
do you use Streamlabs?
I use Streamlabs, yeah.
Okay, so what you do, hold on, I'm gonna open it right now to remind myself.
We have no worries. If not, I do, because I do have breaking news that I just found out about in the film industry that I want us to take a nice little look at, a nice little peek inside of and talk about. And I think.
Oh, so you
Huh?
hold on. Are you saying you want it at the same time, or?
Or actually, we'll be good. I've got it pulled up now on discussing film. So,
Okay.
guys, little interlude as we're switching from one Alex Meyers video to another. I went to
Mhm.
the bathroom, and as I was in the bathroom, this thing just dropped on discussing film, and I figured it would be a fun little discussion to have. How familiar are you guys with Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Me, I've watched 3 of the 4 movies
I've
in the
watched
modern
all
era, and I know everything about the past
I've watched all
Chipmunks.
4. Discussing Film just announced that an Alvin and the Chipmunks reboot is in the works in theaters in 2028.
Oh
Uh,
my god.
it just got announced as we're on stream, so we're gonna talk about this and have a nice little interlude of the Alex Myers stream. So,
Oh my gosh.
verify my device. Alvin and the Chipmunks
Okay.
plan a reboot for the digital first generation. Brian Robbins' Big Shot Pictures takes stake in a 68-year-old franchise with plans for short film content and a new movie. I can't read the actual article because of things. But apparently we're getting more Alvin and the Chipmunks films. They're coming back in 2028 for a reboot, which, again, a lot of people are going to complain about this. I don't think there's an issue with there being more Chipmunks films
Yeah.
because it's been 20 years, and I think you are allowed, again, I exist within the basis of appreciating more content in franchises, because if it's bad, you can ignore it, like, or talk about it like the films. But, like, that's a
Mhm.
better break than the Smurf films had, because the Smurfs films came back last year in 2025 to an abysmal film.
Mhm.
All right, but yeah, that is the Chipmunks news. Grace, do you have any thoughts on Chipmunks news?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty excited,
Fair enough, Grace.
about
Understandable.
new Chipmunks movies. Moose? News.
News. Yeah.
I I've been a fan of the Chipmunks for a long time. I was one of those cringy teenagers that only listened to like Chipmunks covers of songs for no
Okay.
reason and would watch them AMV music videos. It's cringy. The Chipmunks can be cringy, but I do think they're still good.
So we're gonna continue on though, and we have the Turning Red video to go with. Now, I'm not familiar with what the infamous takes on Turning Red have been on the internet. I think no one's had a bad take on Turning Red ever, right? Every crack
Yeah,
on Turning Red's been correct.
yeah, I think so.
I mean, yeah,
It's
totally.
really great though it being set in 2021.
I know.
It's a great thing. Is there a way you could show it to me so that way I don't have to deal with
Yeah, I can share.
stream lag?
I can share with you. Hang
Yay.
on 1 second. Dun 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 dun.
I'm sorry, is the title called That Time Your Period Destroyed
Yes,
the
it is
Whole? Oh
called
my
That Time Your
god.
Period Destroyed the Whole Town.
Wow. As an AFAB person, I'm gonna love this video.
I thought of a bad joke, but I decided I'm not gonna make it. So
No, say it.
no, I'm not gonna make it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, so guys, Turning Red is a film that came out in 2021 that was, or sorry, 2022, my bad. That was about a little time, it was about 2002, and in 2002, the world was reeling after the loss of the World Trade Centers. Thousands of people died, and yet Turning Red came out still about the time.
Do you mean
Sorry.
2021?
No, it came out in 2022 actually.
Turning Red came out in
Yeah,
2022?
it came out in like May of 2022 or March of 2022.
Dude, it didn't come out in 2022.
Yes, it did.
Don't gaslight me right now.
I'm dead serious. Turning Red came out in 2022.
When?
Because the way that the way that this works, Soul came out in December 2020, Luca came out in July of 2021, Turning Red came out in 2022.
No, I'm so sorry. I thought you were saying it was out in March 2002.
No.
Okay, sorry.
You're good.
I was puzzled.
You're fine. Don't worry.
But yeah,
well,
I
it
remember
takes place
seeing
in
this
2002.
film. It does.
2002 was months before a certain event that affected the entire Americas as a region, and
Oh my
we
god, it
here
was
on
not a month.
it was set. It takes place like 6 months after a certain event that took place in the entire region.
Hmm.
That defined the culture of the decade, you know?
Of course,
Um,
yeah.
like but 2001 was Monsters Inc. 2003 was Finding Nemo.
Hmm.
All right. So, but guys, I need us to watch the film that is all about the most important events of the 2000s, okay? Because Turning Red is just okay.
That's all it is. It's
This
so
is so
critical.
stupid. All right.
9/11.
All right. Let's go into the film that's about American patriotism.
Let's go.
Oh, shit. And now Grace singing the national anthem.
Oh, say,
Okay, you're done.
can you?
Disappearing man.
Okay.
All right, bada boom.
Bean mouth. It's been a real
We love it, dude. That is like. So the thing about this video, by the way, that he made, Alex Meyers here, he made this video like 8 months ago. So he made this in 2025. I like the bean mouth discourse that was happening with the CalArt style was alive and active with him there. But at the same time, like I don't know why that's the first discourse you're going to talk about with Turning Red, you know? All
Yeah.
right.
I think it was just a bad attempt at being like funny because like, haha, this one also has a bean mouth.
You're
Like, get rid of the
correct.
cartoon.
Yeah, we're gonna continue. Sorry.
hot topic over the years, especially recently. Like, I guess I don't really see what the issue is myself.
See, I like the modern Pixar art style a lot. Again, I am a big fan. Elio, not as much. Elio is not a really good film in my book, but like I quite like Luca and Turning Red in the way they look. It's a crazy kind of discourse to have because films just have their own art styles. And look, in my opinion, Soul, Luca, and Turning Red is one of the strongest 3-film releases that Pixar's had in a long, long time. Like those are 3 of the best films, and that's probably the best 3 films in a row that Pixar's released in my book. Because like, yeah. Okay, we're gonna continue.
I mean, like, clearly based on Studio Ghibli or like Urusei Yatsura, that kind of thing. And like,
okay, yeah, fair.
I'll be first in line to say that I don't think 2D sensibilities translate into 3D all that well. I don't know, I guess I just don't think it looks that bad, but
okay, then why are you leading off with it, you know?
Yeah.
Feels
it's
like
not important.
It feels like an eye catch for the sake of eye catching.
He like put it in the comments.
You need to watch Luca. It's amazing.
I have not watched Luca. I need to.
That is such a Grace Core film. Oh my gosh.
A Grace Core film.
Yes, Grace Core film. I mean that it's very your vibes, you know.
Are you saying that because people have been saying that the 2 main guys are gay?
No, I'm saying it because I just think you really like the sensibilities, or not sensibilities, but you like the vibes of the film. It's very cozy. The way that I best describe it, Luca is a film where it's got a little more of a Ghibli vibe, or also like I think it also gives me a lot of Aardman energy in a lot of good ways. All right, we're gonna continue. Yes.
speaking of bean mouth, Turning Red, the 2022 COVID lockdown Pixar smash hit movie. But anyway, I never saw Turning Red when it came out. I don't know why. I just didn't. Until now. Since I'm kind of working my way through the Disney Pixar catalog like I just did Zootopia a couple.
It's fun. I know that you're meaning like the Disney and Pixar catalog, but it's weird to call it the Disney Pixar catalog and then go and target Zootopia, like the one non-Pixar film in the 3 you got up there.
Yeah, the
ago.
one
I figured
Disney
why not?
movie.
Yeah.
I give this movie a try. So come along, kids. Let's take a walk.
Honor your parents. They're the supreme beings who gave you life, who sweated and sacrificed so much to put a roof over your head, food on your plate.
You know, I've always found this idea to be so weird, because, like, is this not what parents should be doing by default? You know, like, since you kind of forced me to be here in the first place?
So, I want to address this, actually. I think within it, and how it's phrased, it's set up that May's mom tells her that, see, we've provided you food, a home, a roof, everything. And it's kind of a control tactic from her within things, too, where it's like, you need to do everything that I tell you to do because I've given you these 3 things. 3 things that parents should just give kids as is, you know?
Yeah. Like, are you saying you wouldn't give, like, let's say instead of a kid, it's a dog. Are you saying if you got a dog, would you not also feed it, put it in your house, and also give it water? Are you saying that those those necessities should not apply naturally.
Well, so within that and stuff too. Well, her mom, I guess, treats it like it's some extreme thing, and why she needs to. Yeah, it's very based on the strict parenting. True Buddha cut. That's a great point. It's based off of very strict parenting in Asian cultures, like tiger mom vibes is the way that Buddhists phrase this. Yeah, no, it 100% is as far as it goes, and it's these kind of upbringings where a lot of people's upbringings, parents will teach the fact that because they're providing this, you owe them like literally everything, and it's why as we see May, she's a very repressed kid who does everything for her family business, instead of doing things so much for herself.
And I mean, her mom kind of has like a similar thing. I mean, we don't really get to see like May's mom and like the grandmother kind of hang out together, but you can kind of tell that they had a very similar vibe.
Yeah.
At least because of spoiler, the panda that May's mom had attacked May's grandma.
The panda that caused the pandemic?
No.
Okay, I'm kidding.
No, that's Randy Marsh.
Yeah,
you're
true.
confused.
You're right. True Buddha cat, I can attest because living with a Japanese mom went through that until I was diagnosed with autism, and it turns out that doesn't work. Fair, yeah, understandable. I'm gonna continue the video. Wada boom.
But if you take it too far, well, you might forget to honor yourself. Luckily, I don't have that problem.
Okay, all right. I can already tell exactly everything I need to know about what this movie's gonna be like.
I'm Maylin Lee, and ever since I turned 13, I've been doing my own thing, making my own moves, 24/7, 365.
I'm so glad this will definitely not get really old really fast. But okay.
I mean, it's so minuscule to the film. The thing about Turning Red as a movie is it has a really strong opening in this regard, where it comes out swinging out of the gate with a lot of its behavior. But it's like it's a film where if you now once you've watched the film, you know that it drops a lot of the more really over the top moments pretty quickly, and it's still a very high energy film, but it's not in the same way as in Pop Culture Fan just says, I love this movie soundtrack. I love it too. I am such a Turning Red thing. True Buddha cat. She's a teenager. It makes sense that she would act like this in the beginning. Yeah, I agreed.
Yeah.
Great.
Teenagers are one of the cringiest people that ever exist. I was very similar to May as a kid.
Let alone 8th graders, by the way. At this age,
Yes.
I've been a substitute teacher now at this point in my life for 2 years roughly. Teenagers are like this like all the time in some ways, and like in a group setting you'll see a lot less overt like cringe within it, but it's like it's very much so there. And the whole, again, this first film, it's kind of in May's mind, the way it starts. All right, we're gonna continue, guys. I hope, yes, especially middle schoolers. I hope everyone's in for a good stream, by the way. This has been the part that I've been a little more excited to talk about. Like, Obsession was like the big thing for him, but
you were like, I gotta talk about Turning Red.
I legally have to talk about Turning Red at some point. I did a video on it all the way back in 2021, or sorry, 2022. But yeah, no, this is very accurate, and the film handles its teenage stuff pretty brilliantly. We're gonna continue.
So this is May, a young Chinese-Canadian girl living in Toronto with her family.
So other things that I really hate about Alex Meyers' videos. Hi, Gorillas fans. Yes, it is Grace. Grace, say hi to your friend.
Hello, Gorillas.
Yay. No,
Yay.
To dive in, I hate that within his videos you can barely like rewind. Well, within this software you can barely rewind. But if we go in, he always draws like every teen or like kid character with these like crazy motions, and it's like not really reflective of who they are.
I think it's supposed to be like a little more energetic or like fast paced moving.
But he does it for every single kid character, and it gets really old. It's.
I think he does it for all of his characters.
True. Yeah. All right. Continuing.
8th grade with her very normal friends.
Why do we need to show her twerking in this?
To be fair, she does that in Turning Red.
She does, but why do we need to draw the character who represents that, like, in this video to serve the point? Is it supposed to be funny because it's in his art style?
I guess. Here's how I've seen Alex Meyer videos. I kind of see them like, you know how YouTubers sometimes do skits by themselves, but will like switch costumes or sometimes wigs?
Yes.
It's kind of like that to me, but with like drawing.
Yeah, fair. We're gonna continue.
Abby! Yeah! What's up, May? Let's burn this place to the ground!
Well, they are. This is. I was not prepared for the sheer amount of raw quirk that was going to be in this movie. But like, if you see these girls doing this and you're like, wow, they're just like me, then like, what the heck kind of middle school experience did you have? Mine was way more depressing.
What?
I said a bad one.
I mean, fair, but like, I also think that's a pretty regular like kind of thing to be cringy in middle school and see that in these characters. It's a similar issue. So many of the issues regarding the turning red discourse have been so many people who just aren't in a position to really relate to the characters, who didn't connect with the film, you know? I'm someone where it's like, again, there's a lot in this film that I connect with and a lot that I don't. But it's like, I can see the merit in the stuff that I couldn't connect with. Yeah, it's very sure weird, right, guys, entity. I agree with you. All right, we're gonna dive in again.
-4. Je me fromage blanc. I know, it's a lot. But this is grade 8.
Also, like, okay, so this movie takes place in 2002, and these kids are in 8th grade, right? So, like, where's all the Jankos? Where's the low-rise jeans that came up like half an inch above the no-no square? I was in 8th grade,
this is Canada, not America.
I mean, and they could have existed there, but it's like, again, it's the director's own experience of 2002. All right, like the way. Hi, Maddie.
Hi, Maddie.
You can't burst down the door. I'm sorry today. We're keeping this like lower people wise for the second part, but you're welcome to hang out. But so like everyone has a different experience in middle school, and that's part of the beauty of writing. And when you create your own work, is that you get to build it to how you remembered it, right? I don't go through and I'm like, the kid's not a theater kid in this high school thing. I can't connect to them. No, it's you want to build things that are your unique experience, and human experiences are not a monolith, you know?
Mm-hmm. There are some like relatable stuff that you can try to connect with.
Yes.
Like for me, I connect with the pressures of moms, or the girl puberty aspect that May goes through in this movie. But not everybody can like agree with that. Yeah. So I think the main connection, at least in this movie, is the awkward phases of puberty. Maddie. Good job,
Sorry,
Maddie.
Maddie's being adorable in the chat.
It's all good.
We're gonna continue. Hang on. Yeah, we'll get more into it. Sorry, Grace. I just.
Oh no, you're fine.
Cool.
2002, 2003, or something like that. Like, I was there on the front lines, okay? You can't fool me. I don't see a single white boy in this school who inexplicably starts dressing like Eminem from 8 Mile. But anyway, so May kind of sort of leads like a double life. Growing up in this Asian Canadian family, her mom is very strict, and it's all about her grades and what job she's gonna get in the future, and fun is stupid and dumb, and you need to get into med school and law school and intern at the UN all at the same time. But then in her
hot take, when you have overbearing parents, right? When you have overbearing parents, you tend to be a very different person around your overbearing parents than when you're around your friends, because you're forced to put a lot of your personality into a shell to impress them as far as that goes. Of course, May's gonna be different around her mom. Her mom is an overbearing nightmare of a mom to deal with, you know? Like the whole thing within this film is she grows to be a better mom and a better person. I think that's cool. That's like her arc, you know? This dude's commentary is, it's Abs the musical. Thank you, Maddie. Yeah, so we're gonna dive into this some more. Let's see, how many views do 14 people? Hi, everyone who's here. That's so nice. Dude, I'm actually really appreciating this. This has been really re-encouraging for streaming for me, because getting back into this and seeing how well this has been going has been really fantastic. I hope you guys know that. Sorry, if I'm kind of gushing within this. I didn't realize that getting into streaming like this was gonna be so successful, but here we are. Okay, good. We're gonna continue.
Private life, May likes Tamagotchis and this boy band called
Tamagotchis.
Town. Now, speaking of boys, gross cooties, yuck.
Huh?
Devin.
So this is Devin, the hottest guy in town.
Ugh, he looks like a hobo.
A hot hobo.
May I remind you what real men
Take care, pop culture fan. Have an amazing time. Thank you for enjoying this, and yeah.
See ya.
look like?
Fort Town.
Yes! Fort Town!
Yeah, but tickets to Fort Town are like $1 bajillion, and Devin's right here.
And free!
Yeah, I don't know about that one, because, like, you date a guy like this, and the self-esteem cost alone's gonna put you in debt for the rest of your life.
No, it's they're teenagers. Like, I don't think that's.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And
Get
then
it?
they have
It's
a
funny
dance-off
because
in the
Alex is
parking
the
lot.
same way.
Yeah, well, it feels very much so for me. I think a lot of what bothers me about Alex Meyers' content is it feels like it's like it feels so social norms based, you know, and based on judging people based on their opinions or their vibes. Alex Meyers in his videos strikes me as the kind of guy to see the way someone's dressed and be like, "Yep, that's who they are. That's their entire character." When having that kind of a shallow outlook on people is so hurtful. And I think a lot of what content should be, or a lot of my worldview is to dive deeper into who someone is, get to know them, and try to like learn about things that way. But I think something that bugs me about this guy's jokes is so many of them are, oh, this one thing, oh, she plays with the crystals, watch out, bear. Oh, he dressed like that, oh, that's gonna be self-esteem cost. It feels like he's pushing a lot of his knowledge of social norms and trying to manifest that onto society and what he thinks are the norms. And it's very destructive instead of constructive.
I can
Like-
understand that. I think it's more of like his insecurities are being like thrown at the wall, and he's figuring out which insecure joke he has would stick.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
just,
mean?
it feels as if these kind I don't know, it feels always for me within these things, it's very much so manifesting those insecurities upon his YouTube audience. And it's like, I'd worry for kids who want, not that this is gonna sound stupid, but I worry for people who like grow up with his content and if they like take what he says as a gospel, because it's like sorry, my brain's very scattered at this point. We're gonna continue. The beauty of being in Canada, we have many different people from different backgrounds of life. Diversity, baby. Heck yeah. Dude, Canada's lovely. I've been to Canada once. I went to Toronto and it was a very lovely city. I mean, basically, Turning Red is the kid-friendly version of the Joy Luck Club, just without the whole giant red pandas. Also, Ming Na Wen is in it too. Great and a tearjerker. Awesome. True's just thinking the same thing. Heck yeah. We're gonna continue. Vada boom.
You can pass the gauntlet!
Come on.
Not now.
You can't resist it.
You never know on my mind. Oh my, oh my, oh my. I'm never not by your side.
And people say that I laid on too thick about how weird I was in middle school. Well, turns out I could have made a whole Pixar movie about it.
No, Myers. Stop.
Anyway, so like I was saying, May has her private life with her friends and stuff. Okay, brag about it. But then at home, she has to be like the perfect daughter, always getting good grades, never thinking about boys or music or fun. And she has to honor her family and her ancestors like all the time.
Per usual. Check it out.
Oh, that's my little scholar. Today, honor student. Tomorrow, UN Secretary General. The ancestors would be so proud.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Like, I think if your ancestors were here, they'd be too busy having an aneurysm from eating like one Dorito. Now,
Get it? Because they're old. Ha 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 ha.
Well, I just think the whole thing about being like, yeah, answers wouldn't care what it's a thing about success, you know, like your ancestors, it's a thing where you want success to go on further on, and that's where the whole honoring your ancestors thing is derailing it to being about, oh, your ancestors, they'd be distracted by a Dorito is yeah. Wait, let me breathe in. Sorry, it's a high tension day in the Phineas verse, I guess. Like, teenagers
No, you're
tend to
good.
adapt to a lot of stuff online, and that's why we are called influencers, because we tend to influence on other people. This is a way of talking about people. It's kind of weird. Yeah, she still has the same attitude in the clip he shows. He's talking out of his buttocks. I agree. All right, continuing.
That night, May's doing her college-level calculus just for fun, and she starts feeling a little strange. She kind of sort of suddenly starts thinking,
stop drawing things like this.
Get it? She's experiencing the ness
Do
of...
we need to do this with a character who's a teenager? Is this what... Sorry, I might be a bit prudish as far as this goes, but it's like...
No, you're fine.
We don't need to just bring this into this film where the crush is... It's like explored, but like in a teenager way. Having a grown, nearly 40-year-old man adding his commentary onto this with images like this just is really disgusting to me.
Yeah, I understand that. I do think, like, while the film doesn't express sexual topics, I feel like it's somewhat at least hidden there, and, like, experiencing that somewhat desire of it. Even if you don't find them romantically attractive, you could still be like, oh, they're cute, or, like, they're stunningly attractive.
I'm gonna continue. Heck yeah, no, fair.
Right.
About Devin.
Turning Red is like such a charming film. I just have to say that I love every
It is
little
very
bit.
cute.
It's so fun. I love so many of the bits about it, and like just the way that May is. May is like one of my favorite of the Pixar protagonists. Period. Yeah, no, this scene's adorable. Aww.
Cute boy.
wait, what was that? I saw that. What was that face? Now, her mom ends up finding these drawings and freaks out and thinks that May is like secretly dating Devin or something like that, right? So she rips them out and marches down to that corner store.
No! You! What have you done to my Maymay?
Who?
I should report you to the police. Advantage of her. Mom!
Hey, good thing this is 2002 and not 2025, because these drawings will be very different today. May, what are those? Give me that right now.
We don't need to do this, guys. Like,
it doesn't have to be such long of a bit. You could have just had it be like the daddy shadow screenshot and then look at it and be like,
well, I hope you're proud of your degenerate ways, May. What would the ancestors think?
Yo, that's a pretty sweet Shadow the Hedgehog. Hey, you take commissions. I want Tony the Tiger and Shrek together.
And
stop being so internet brain. No. Well, fair enough. If you find that funny, that's fair. But, like, did we need this?
We didn't need it to be so long. But it is at least somewhat funny. I think if the joke was cut shorter, it wouldn't be as cringe.
It's just, it feels to me like no media literacy, It's like, I guess the way that I'm thinking about describing this also, a lot of Alex Meyers' stuff reminds me of Family Guy jokes, where it's like, hey, this is that one time. It's just, I don't think we needed to inject this into Turning Red,
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna continue.
Anyway, so not only did May just realize that she thinks boys are cute, gross, but also her mom just like thoroughly ruined any social life she could have ever had. And so that night, naturally, lasers shoot out of the temple and her ancestors start ancestring so hard, my dude. And when May wakes up the next morning, something a little weird might have happened.
Porridge.
Oh no, May just got isekai'd into adulthood. Now, as
okay.
you can imagine, May freaks out, her world's turned upside down, and she knows that she definitely can't tell her mom about this because that would totally disappoint her, somehow, I guess. But moms know, okay? Moms always know.
Hang on, honey. Are you sick? Is it a fever? Is it that? Did the red peony bloom?
No! Maybe?
But it's too soon.
Wait, I'm sorry, is 13 too early for this?
Maybe. I know this is upsetting, but we are going to get through this together. I have ibuprofen, vitamin D, a hot water bottle, and pads. Regular, overnight, scented, unscented, thin, ultra thin, ultra thin.
I do think it's kind of funny how girls complain about, like, why do you guys think we just sit around talking about our periods all the time? Like, that's so stupid. But then, like, this movie comes out and they're like, oh, wow, finally, a movie about periods. I'm gonna watch it 5 times in a row.
You are now
I gotta just say right now, that is one of the worst jokes in this entire guy's channel. That is one of the most misogynistic things, like, flat out to be, like, there. Like...
I mean, we talk about periods sometimes, but it's not all of the time, my guy. And
Well...
also, like, there's more to female puberty than just period, even though that's what
like,
society expects you to think.
just turning on to this, it's very clear that this guy just has no idea what to talk. But I'm honestly just kind of baffled that he thought that that was the joke to make in this situation, you know? The punchline is sexism entity, you're very correct. Okay, we're gonna continue. Do I sound in pain?
You do sound like you are in pain. That is
Yes.
part of the reason why I wanted to come in and comfort my friend in this trying time.
I appreciate that. You're good. I look, I'm just, it's... most of my streams, guys, when I do this, are not going to be this drama-filled. I just wanted to do this thing and talk about these. It's just... This video sucks so much. It's really misogynistic, and it's like, what is he thinking? Who... Like, it's like you... Yeah, there, yeah.
Yeah. I would say that first one is a little I'm not sure if I'd call this like a misogynistic video. I can understand why people would think that.
Well, I mean, the whole thing about, women are talking about their periods all the time is from a guy saying that feels weird to me.
I get that.
Alright, we're gonna continue.
A beautiful, strong flower who must protect her delicate petals and clean them regularly.
But like, real talk though, I do have to admire the frankness of this movie. But like, for me growing up, the only thing my dad talked to me about was like, all right, son, here's how you hold a textbook down in front when you're walking the hallway at school. Huh? Why would I ever do that? Oh, trust me, you'll know when it happens. But anyway, May realizes that she can turn back into a human if she just like calms down for a bit, except now she has red hair, which her mom is definitely gonna love.
Just be the calm, mature adult you totally are. You got this.
So she goes to school and tries to hide it as best as she can, but then she sees that her mom's like spying on her at the school, which everyone else realizes too, and
so one of the things for me, I really love cringe comedies, and one of the things that I want to admire about Turning Red is it's one of the best cringe comedies out there. There's so many scenes where I feel so such cringe from, and the films are really, really beautiful at making a lot of those points. It's one of the best cringe, like, I don't know, it's a very similar film to I think one of the films that I compare Turning Red a lot to is one of my favorite films, 8th Grade. Have you seen 8th Grade, Grace?
I have not seen 8th Grade.
It's very good. You should see 8th Grade.
I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of like cringe movies. But I can respect Turning Red for what they're doing, at least in this movie and in those scenarios, you know? Also, yeah, I think Phineas died.
I glitched out? When?
Oh, I think you glitched out, like...
On the stream?
On a little bit.
Or in real life? Yeah.
Probably both.
Yeah.
Mimi does look better with red hair.
Yeah, no, she does. You feel bad for May with what her mom was doing. When my period started, I was 10. I thought I was dying until my mom explained what is fair. But when I'm directed 8th grade, yes, he did. He's fantastic. All right, we're gonna continue. I don't know if there's a way to. And once this video ends, we're probably gonna call this. Oh, there's a speed up. Okay, we're gonna do 1.5. Once this video ends, we're probably gonna call the stream because I'm just getting a little tired. But we'll just power through this. Hope you guys are having a good time and enjoying yourselves. I hope you, by the way, I'm mentioning it occasionally. You can donate to my streams now. That you have access through Streamlabs. You can donate. You can send a tip donation in if you would like. I just want to talk about that because part of why I got back into streaming is for fundraising for life and other things. But yeah, that is all. Y'all are amazing. We're gonna get back. Vada boom.
May's just get like so sick of her mom constantly embarrassing her in front of everyone. First Devin and now the entire school. So May runs all the way back home, and long story short, her mom finds out that she's a giant red panda. But instead of being upset about it, she's like, oh no, it's happening already. And so then the mom gives May some backstory about how like a long time ago, one of their ancestors was blessed/cursed to be able to turn into a giant red panda and like fight wars and stuff. And this blessing curse has continued in all the women in the family.
On the next red moon, you'll undergo a ritual.
Yeah, I can't blame her for that at all, no.
that will seal your red panda spirit into one of these, and then you'll be cured, just like me.
Let's see, the next red moon will be the 25th.
That's a whole month away.
Wait, so she just has to metaphorically be on her period for like a month straight? Can you imagine?
The pandas, one of my things, and I don't know if people would agree with me. I think the panda is less so a period metaphor and much more a puberty in general metaphor, you know?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
There's not enough chocolate in the world. So after this, May's friends come to see her because of what happened at school. And after some back and forth, they also find out May's secret.
Got that? Chill. May?
Are you a werewolf?
No, what?
He's a red panda! Sick.
You're so fluffy! You're so fluffy!
I've always wanted a tail.
And that's how Tumblr was born. But you see, like we learned earlier, May can stay human as long as she stays calm. And now that she knows her friends love and accept her no matter what, she notices a bit of a change.
Huh. Something feels different. Abby, hit me.
Oh, wait. Thank you, Anonymous, for $5. Spider-Man WH. Thank you.
Spider-Man where? He there.
Hi, Spider-Man. I appreciate you. All right, we're gonna. She's very fluffy. I agree. We're gonna continue.
Yeah.
Bada boom.
Oh my gosh! I stayed calm. Something about you guys, like, neutralizes the panda.
See, look, there you go, ladies. Friendship cures periods. Why didn't anyone think of that before? Okay, so here's where the movie really gets going. So May has to wait until the 25th, the blood moon, to do the ritual that will seal up her red panda forever. But remember that four-town hot guy boy band or whatever they were talking about? Well, turns out they're coming to Toronto on the 18th, and May really wants to go. Like, so bad. You have no idea.
Absolutely not.
What?
I think this is the cutest thing. I love that she does like a little literal PowerPoint presentation. That is one of the sweetest little character details ever.
It is.
And this video is definitely better than the Obsession one, but like, no, so little of this is any actual review. This is much more of a recap video than anything, though.
No.
I saw it was you. Thank you, Maddie.
But this is once in a lifetime.
Mimi, it's one thing to stay calm at home or school, but a concert? You'll get whipped up into a frenzy and panda all over the place.
I won't.
And $200? For what?
So May and her friends kind of brainstormed this idea to use May's panda powers to earn money because they realized that everyone at school actually thinks the panda stuff is really cool and now everyone wants to like be her best friend.
You are the cutest thing ever. Come out, please. Wait, so you like the panda? Like it? I love it. I'll give you anything. Money, my kidney, my soul. Yeah.
Which, like, again, you know, if you keep following along with the period metaphor, like, this movie is absolutely wild. OMG, May, you got your period? That is...
It's a puberty metaphor. People were excited to see how she emerged after her puberty, I guess, you know, like... Blah!
So cute, can I see it? or like this dude later on who's like, hey, I'll pay you $200 if you come to my birthday party and show off your period.
Dude, stop making period jokes.
like this allegory only works for so long, you know what I mean? But anyway, so the plan's going pretty well. Like, they have this Ocean's 11 suitcase just chock full of money. The concert's the next day. Everything's lined up perfectly.
Tomorrow, we are walking into that concert, girls, and coming out women.
So manly.
Yeah, it's happening, Robert Jr. You're finally gonna meet your daddy. Your hot uncles.
I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't see or hear any of that. However...
What's so weird about her naming her Tamagotchi after a guy? She's like, that's adorable.
Yeah.
Again, Alex Meyers, I think you had no game. I think you had no, I think you misremember middle school. There. Bam.
That's possible.
Yeah, this is just a very chatty reaction video with drawings. I agree, and this is a very chatty reaction stream. Well, we're probably adding more commentary to this and the movie than what he's given, you know? Reminder, these are teenage girls. True! They are! These are literal teenagers. Yes. I named Pokemon after my crush when I was 13. Yeah, no, as normal for, I guess, people to do, you know? Yeah, continuing.
That's when May's mom finds out what she's really been up to this whole time. She's showing everyone her red panda, her grades are slipping, now she'll never be a UN ambassador, lawyer, plastic surgeon. And so the mom finds out where May is and for some reason just kind of immediately turns it around on her friends.
Yeah, as controlling people would do. When a controlling parent has their kid going out of their own grasp, they often would go to any outside influence, with May's outside influences being her friends. Yes, yes, Alex. You gonna commentate on this? You gonna actually do your job as a reviewer and an analysis and analyze the movie? A B+ isn't that true, Buddha Cat, which is also part of the whole thing about how insane her mom is, because she has started to control the A's in every subject.
Do you know how dangerous this is?
We just wanted to see Four Town.
Four Town! You manipulated her.
No, she wanted to.
Don't you blame her. She is a good girl.
May, tell her.
Wow, okay, rude. You know, quick...
Buddy, she's under her mom's control. That's the whole thing. This entire film's premise is that her mom is controlling, and May is fighting to get out of this control within things and come into herself in her teenage years. Sorry.
No,
Sorry,
you're
but
good.
like this whole movie's about the Asian immigrant.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I'm not fully sure, and people can correct me on this. I know May's mom is controlling.
Yes.
There's no denying that. But I think her sense of controlling came from this cycle of, oh, the panda is bad, and oh, you have to be in this like perfect situation, and if you're not perfect, then you're a disgrace to the family, you know?
Well, you're a grace to your family, so.
Well, yeah, that's why they named me that.
You are awesome. Also, I realized, Maddie, you're welcome to come in, by the way, at this point. I realized you're actually a pretty good person to have for this because you are Canadian.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, if you come into one of the chats in Valid House, Grace will drag you in.
Yeah. I don't know why, but so, like, it just popped into my brain. Yeah, Grace can come in 'cause she's a woman. I know that's not what you meant, but
No, you're
it turned
good.
in that way in my head.
I
It was
think, well, you had
really
to reach
funny.
out first, and you were here when I showed up again, so I figured, why not? Like, when a little puppy comes into your room, you're not gonna kick the puppy out. Like, you
True.
monster, why would you do that to the puppy?
Why would you do that?
A
Why would you
puppy-
do that, Alex? It's just a puppy.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Alright, hang on. Hey, Maddie, welcome, Canadian.
Hi, Maddie.
Hello.
Alright. Maddie is here now, guys. Chat, you can say hi to Maddie. We're gonna be finishing up with this pretty soon, and maybe I'll just have a chiller background for the stream after. But let's. I'm gonna rewind it a second too. Maddie, how are you today? By the way, that's an important question, I think.
I think it's a question I'll actively avoid answering, if I'm being honest.
Maddie,
because-
do you think I'm losing my mind? Do I sound like I'm losing my mind?
Oh no, I know what a lost mind sounds like. Mine is probably a lot worse. You're just getting there, dude.
Yeah, I'm just going through this really awful video on Turning Red. It's great. I love it when people make bad videos on Turning Red. All my friends make bad videos on Turning Red. Joking, only one did. But
I mean, hey, it can't be any worse than the Mr. Enter video on Turning Red.
It would have been funny.
Listen, John has a tone for that mistake of 9/11 turning red connection.
I know. I just like to make the joke sometimes.
All right, we're gonna rewind and we're gonna return. Let's get this done. Yeah, Mr. Enter's Turning Red video is a video of all time.
Wow, okay, rude. You know, quick aside here, but like this whole movie's about the Asian immigrant experience of like having these like strict parents and having these crazy expectations or whatever. But May has this other friend who is also an Asian Canadian kid who apparently does not have any of these.
So one of the things point in mind, he's targeting her he's targeting Abby as the Asian American kid. I believe also Priya is like South South Asian, I think. I think it's interesting that he's targeting his. Yeah, we're gonna continue.
These problems. It's very interesting commentary here. But anyways.
Your commentary is not interesting at all, though. You just like point out that she has another Asian American friend, and yeah, Asian American parents are not a monolith. Let's be very clear there.
Yeah. But also, I think while it does heavily focus on some Asian themes, I argue that, I mean, obviously they're still there, but I figure if you change it to something else, I feel like the film would relatively be similar.
Fair enough. I'm gonna continue, okay? Sorry.
So May is barred from having friends or fun or any worthwhile childhood experiences. We skip ahead to the night of the ritual. May's extended family has arrived. Her grandma and her mom's sisters, who are kind of a lot.
Yes. Turning Red, I just gotta yap about this. Has some of the best stylization out of like any Pixar film within it. It has such an
absolutely, yeah.
It has such an energy to it that's so unique and so beautiful within it, and its over the topness. Like it's great.
I was able to watch this movie in theaters, and it was a very, very fun experience.
That sounds like a great experience. Yeah, I wish I went for its re-release, but I wasn't able to.
I wish I was able to do that for Soul 2, but nah.
Soul's
we only got
amazing.
Turns in Red, but yeah.
All right,
I want to watch Soul now.
We're gonna continue. Yes.
They'll come together to put on the ritual and seal up May's panda and finally get her off her period, which really seems.
Stop making it
It's
period
not a
jokes.
period joke.
You make this entire video consistently. You think the panda is just a period, sir?
I think here's the problem. Alex views that most of women's puberty is period, which, yes, that is true. But women, we also be kind of stinky. You know, we need deodorant at us. We develop assets. You know, there's more to women puberty than just periods. Even though all middle schools and high schools will say, oh no, yeah, all you do is just kind of get your period and you kind of smell a little bit. Like, that's it.
Yeah, I will. It's just.
No, sorry.
No, you're good. This dude is taking his education of sex ed that he had in middle school in the early 2000s and acts like it's the gold standard.
Yeah, because I'm not sure where Alex lived. In the South, we didn't really get much education. We got like tiny bits of puberty. Like I said, we had periods, and guys they smell. I don't know what guys learned in Texas. But other than that, we would get taught about like STDs and how you shouldn't have a baby, and like that's it. That's all of our education on the matter.
I mean, because the only option is abstinence.
Yeah.
Shazy, yeah, I believe Priya's Indian. We're gonna continue.
Way more complicated than how most girls have to deal with their periods, you know, because usually it's just like, nice, I think it's done. Oh boy, I sure can't wait to. Now, never mind. I still got like 2 days left. Or you're like sitting in class, you know, and it's like. Anyway, ritual.
I mean, he's not wrong.
And so May's rebelliousness takes over, and she wants to be her own person and not just base her whole life on what her mom wants. So she rejects the ritual and keeps her panda powers and decides that she's gonna go to that Four-Town concert no matter what. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. So the girls find out that they thought the concert was on the 18th, but actually it's on the 25th, which is the same day as the ritual. So, anyway.
I'm going to the concert! Get back here! How could she do this to her own mother?
Oh, the seal is broken, the panda's coming out again. Menopause is over, mom's back in the game. But okay, so just to summarize the end of the movie here. The mom goes like full Super Saiyan and goes to the concert to give May a
Anyways, 9/11.
real piece of her mind. But May doesn't want to listen, so she twerks for a while.
How can you be so crass?
Oh, that's nothing! You want to see crap?
What are you doing? Stop moving like that!
Is this bothering you?
Sure, okay. And then she...
My guy, you've been making jokes like that all video, and when the film does it's wrong? Can I scream?
Your channel, so yeah, you have permission to scream.
Thank you. Okay.
She does her cool mega ultra anime hyper wave beam headbutt attack and just knocks her mom right out. And then the whole family has to use their panda powers to come together and do the ritual to seal up mom's panda, because as you may have noticed, her panda is rather large. Quite a heavy flow on that one.
Stop!
Oh my god! Listen, I get why you think it's period. Red pandas. They're red. You know, periods and menopause and women growing is not just periods starting or stopping.
I'm very, very drained of this man. I have watched 2 of his videos in one sitting today. It's not very fun in this parts of the world.
It's not quite.
You know what's crazy about that too? I used to binge his fucking Riverdale videos.
Oh, same.
He was pretty popular back in the day in a lot of ways. He made he pioneered his evolution onto the whole teen Flamingo, no worries. You're doing great. You're doing welcome to the chat. But like oh my god, sorry.
He kind of fell off. Is what you're trying to get at.
I get it.
Yeah, no. I don't even think I don't even think he necessarily fell off. I think his stuff aged pretty poorly as far as time went on. I don't know. We're going over 2 modern videos of his today. Maybe I have to go back into the ancient Alex Meyers archives and see how his older stuff was at some point. Because I am still fascinated by this guy's work, you know, but like.
Right.
Blah. Guys, hope you're doing well, chat. I hope I'm not going too insane. Yeah, we're doing fine. We're almost done. We literally a minute and 57 seconds left. Oh joy
We
for
can
us.
do it. We can do it, guys.
Can't wait for
We can
that
do it.
one last period, Jug.
Not so some you make louder. Sing from the heart.
Louder! The signal isn't working!
Not so some.
And so, in the end, the ritual works and May and her mom are in the spirit world together, and her mom seals up her panda powers once again. And this is where we get a small look at why her mom is the way she is, which is because her mom was also like that. And like, finally, right here at the end, we get like the real point of this movie, which is, you know, generational trauma or whatever, but they only give it like a
Generational trauma or whatever. Yes, that's the...
That's not the
when
whole
you
point
comment,
of the movie.
when you try to make a video analyzing a movie, it's important for you to try to dive into things that matter instead of just being ADHD brained to the point where you just manifest thoughts on whatever you're seeing instead of actually trying to analyze. Like, film critique as an art form and as what critique is about trying to analyze the other meaning behind art. That's why we analyze art as people. That's why anything happens. And you're focusing on what's happening and not what's the point, because generational trauma is a major theme in this story. It's the biggest theme, I think, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
In Turning Red. But if you're
To give him this, at least he's not calling it the generational trauma cliche like certain
No,
else.
but he did call it the period that destroyed the whole town, which, you know,
That's
awesome.
The time your period destroyed the whole time. Yeah, that's the name of the video. But
No.
blah. Sorry, my brain's dying today. We're almost done. Let's get through this.
solid 2 minutes of screen time. I feel like we could maybe unpack this a little more, you know, since this is like what the entire movie is actually.
The film itself is unpacking the theme of generational trauma. It's about how the way that May's mom treats her was reflected in how May's mom was treated. There are things that establish that throughout the entire film, and you're acting like this film is only unpacking this for the last moment? The film's been unpacking this the whole time. What are you talking about? Sorry, yes, you have a much more direct resolution where you're addressing the theme more directly, but if you go through and actually watch Turning Red as a movie, the film is being unpacked, the theme of generational trauma, and how May's parents impacted her, and how May's mom's parents impacted May's mom. Has been there this whole time, Alex. What are we doing? What are we doing today?
Actually about.
I see you, Mimi. You try to make everyone happy, but are so hard on yourself. And if I taught you that...
Hang on.
I'm sorry.
Guys,
Okay, Pixar, come on. I can only suspend my disbelief so far.
Okay, we're hanging. You're not muted. You're not muted. Phineas. I'm just gonna mute him.
Alright, can you guys hear me again? I'm fine. I just, Grace and Maddie are back. We're gonna just finish this video and, you guys ready?
Yeah, we're doing good.
Cool.
Yeah, we're ready.
Awesome.
Okay.
Let's go.
With this movie.
I'm changing, Mom. I'm finally figuring out who I am.
May, my dude, you're 13. When I was 13, I thought I was gonna be Goku. But so in the end, May decides to keep her panda powers, and she's now on this like journey of life discovery. But of course, no matter what, she's always gonna be her mom's little May or something. The end. Yeah, you know, obviously this movie isn't like for me, you know what I mean? But like I do appreciate how different it is compared to other Pixar movies. Like whatever you think about Bean Mouth, the way it's animated is very unique. And I think you can draw a pretty straight line from this movie to like K-pop Demon Hunters. Like they definitely share a lot of visual DNA, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this movie was kind of on the ground floor of like what we have now in terms of like Asian K-pop media stuff, you know? But like I can totally see how people really latched onto this movie, especially during lockdown time, you know what I mean? Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please watch another one.
Screw you, we're not gonna watch any more of your videos today.
No.
That was stream. I hope you guys had fun with it. Promise you I'm doing okay. I just had, wait, hang on. Wait, wait, hang on. There we go. Yeah, just had something come up. Don't worry though, we'll be okay. I hope you guys enjoyed my coverage of everything, and yeah.
Yeah, thank you for letting us be here. It was a good time.
I was a bit late to the party, but I appreciate the invite nonetheless.
Of course, it was good to invite you for the Canadian representation. If you guys like the stream, you can donate on Streamlabs as far as it goes, because all the support's nice to have. We'll do some more fun streams soon. Talk to you guys later. And yeah, bye chat.
Bye.
Stay friendly, neighbors. Bye.